sure you can find somebody.
F.
Don't forget, there are 2 F's in Jeff.
Alright, so, last time, y'all decided to help your newfound Witcher friend lay a trap for the Morvudd. Throughout the evening's watch, you saw some of his dire wolves kind of circling about the town of Obsidorum until around like 2 or 3 in the morning, third watch, you spotted the Morvudd itself thundering out from within the depths of the forest. However, the creature also seemed to sort of skirt around the edge of the city or town. Bolskogk, hoping to divert the beast's attention from humans and civilized areas of the town, left on his own to sort of head off the creature and lead it to pastures of sheep and crops instead, to hopefully sate the creature's appetite without causing any humanoid beings to die. Sadly, some humanoid beings would die later on. Little did he know. So he got y'all to set up the trap, and he went off to lure the fiend into it himself. This is after he and Jeff went off and slaughtered a couple of dire wolves and took one back to be the sacrifice for the blood needed to lay the trail, the scent trail for the Morvudd to follow you back to the trap. So he goes, lures the Morvudd back, but the Morvudd gets wise to your ploy before it has a chance to really go off, because some of you hiding in the trees were not hiding quite so stealthily.
We tried, okay?
You did try.
Jeff.
You made a valiant effort. And the Morvudd tried to deceive you into thinking that it was going to fall for the trap regardless, but some of you saw through it, and with a bit of quick thinking, sealed it off from its dire wolves, at least for a round, with a wall of fire from your druid, and Bolskogg's sort of ice wall set up around it later. After a very difficult fight, wherein our newcomer almost died, a couple of people almost went down, and Bolskogk unfortunately met his end within the slurping tentacles of Hunger of Hadar, trapped there with his fiendish foe. The Morvudd was about to break and run for it, but Jeff, with a well-placed hurled axe, brought it to its knees, quite literally, about 100 feet from the battleground. And, well, he went over to reclaim his axe and observe his kill. And last you saw, I think 2 of you spotted Jeff pull something off the carcass.
Yeah, Kayana saw me pull the eye out.
As did Shadra, but I don't think she cared.
I did not.
Shadra was like, he's just looting the corpse.
I definitely didn't see it, but I'm following Kayana's lead.
Yeah, I think the last move I made was running forward.
Yes.
And,
So, let me ask, what is Kayana's motivation for doing this? So, she sees Jeff pulling something off of the corpse, and obviously the corpse is, a bad thing. But as far as you've been able to tell, you've pulled things off of monsters before.
Okay, one, we already know that this third eye is bad news and can charm people.
Mm-hmm.
2, I would have seen / heard, because I think you said that Jeff ended up muttering something with the lines of my precious.
You wouldn't have heard it, though. That would have been too far. That would have been out of earshot. You would have seen it for sure, but I don't think that there was a chance for you to hear it. Also, my video is dying, so really sorry if I cut out.
Gotcha. His I don't know if I would say this, but his body language after being charmed by the eye, if he suddenly is like caring and tender and protective of it, that's a bad sign.
Fair enough. Okay. So yeah, you did make a very high perception check. So I'll say that's something reasonable you could cue in on. I would also like you to make an just general intelligence check for me.
Natural 20.
Nice.
Hey.
So this doesn't.
First roll of the game, all downhill from here.
Don't say
Can't
that.
get any better. So obviously this doesn't like phase you at all, but you know for a fact that like you've never encountered something where after death the thing would still have power. However, in your mind this goes, well then this must be really fucked up. Like whatever this is must be bad.
Bad juju.
Yeah. All right.
Bad news bears.
Very much.
Yeah. Okay. I would like to try.
I'm just gonna stand there and admire my eyeball for a bit.
Okay.
So you're coddling it.
What's your
I'm just
passive
like holding
perception?
What, me? 15.
Okay, you'll probably hear her coming up to you. Whether or not you react is up to you, but
Oh, I'll wave at Kayana. It's Kay, it's dead. Check out this cool eyeball.
I am going to cast Starburst, Necrotic, and shoot it out of his hand at 3rd level.
Okay. Let me see here. That's fun. Alright, go ahead and make your attack roll.
That is a dirty 20.
Okay, Jeff, what's your armor class?
It's 20, that hits.
Okay, how to do this? Go ahead and make a dexterity check for me, Kayana.
Okay. 17.
Okay, yeah, you're able to target his hand. More precise than that you can't really get. Jeff, this orb of necrotic energy slams into your hand. Go ahead and roll damage, Kayana.
Ow.
Okay, what is it?
I mean, if you kill Jeff over the eyeball, who's got the problems with possession now? Like,
Don't at me like that.
Oh, at her. Please at her.
Oh, that rolled out of bounds.
This
Okay.
is going better than I could have hoped.
TPK! TPK!
And
I
I
start
don't even have to do
sprinting at
any
him.
work.
if you want to do a job right, you got to do it yourself.
Don't at me like that.
Hell yeah.
14 necrotic damage. My hope is that I can disintegrate the last bit of this eyeball.
So,
Ow.
let me see here.
Drop it!
So he definitely
I'm
drops
sprinting.
it. It does not get disintegrated. Actually, let's see.
Or decomposed, I don't know.
You're trying to destroy it, basically.
Yeah. I want this thing to be like dead. Deed. Just purple dead energy at eyeball. Kill, die, please.
You're making me look shit up.
Gotta keep you on your toes.
Apparently.
This eyeball actually has 2,000 hit points and an AC of 45.
No!
No!
It has plus 36 stall saving throws.
I grapple it and huck it into the ocean. Let's go find the ocean.
Just suplex the eyeball into the sea.
Yeah,
I know where it is.
let's go. Lead the way.
See, if we transport Mink through a pocket dimension, she'd be able to help with that.
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay, yeah, actually, this is gonna be fun.
Oh no.
Fun, you say.
What was your dexterity check?
17? 17.
Okay. How far away are you? Did you do this when you were...
Let me check roll 20, because that will have a definite answer.
I assume.
Well, I
Shader
figured you
sees-
moved before you cast it, or did you not?
I did move before I cast it.
Okay.
But it was probably like
I made my movement right before we exited, and you were like, okay, that's where we're calling it.
Okay.
Unless you're not cool with that, it is always up to you to say no.
No, I mean, I am not pulling roll 20 up. I'm just so it's mostly just a matter of like there are gradations of how far away you are that will dictate what might happen next.
I am 60 feet away.
Okay, so you cast it when you were 60 feet away. The eyeball does pop from his hand, and Jeff, you feel a searing pain go through your mailed, gauntleted hand as you watch your prized possession fly through the air. And in a moment of instinct, as you are much closer to the eye than Kayana is, you throw yourself at it. You just like try and leap for it.
Yeah, I'm gonna dive and catch it.
You don't catch it per se. You almost headbutt it in the air. And the group of you watch as Jeff kind of like falls to the ground and tumbles, rolling over himself, and when he finally picks himself up and starts brushing the dirt off of his mail and looks up, you can see a closed eyelid in his forehead.
Don't like that!
Jeff, why is it always gotta be you?
How do you know it's always me? You just got here.
I have a feeling that it's always you.
Notice how that wasn't a refutal of how it is always him, just how you know that it's always him.
Kayana, why'd you shoot me?
I didn't shoot you, I was trying to get that thing out of your hand!
What thing? I don't have anything in my hand.
It's not there anymore.
Jeff, you kind of
Wait, where'd my eyeball go?
You can kind of feel something on your forehead.
Yeah, Shader walks up and she's like, "You got a little schmutz."
I'm gonna wait. Why is the top of my head squishy? That's not supposed to be like that. Did I get hit in the head?
In a way.
With you, who can tell?
I am this close to shillelaghing his forehead.
Do it.
What happened? Well, guys, what happened?
I'm
What's
gonna
wrong?
do it.
What?
Okay.
Oh no, that misses. That misses.
All right.
What'd you get?
I got a 3.
You watch Kayana's magical shillelagh just kind of it was already in her hand, but like you see it shimmer as she thrusts it towards your face, and you dodge back in time.
Stop hitting me! What have I done wrong?
I want to donkey kick him and knock him prone.
My
I don't
God.
care for damage. I just want to knock him prone.
Okay. Make a.
What do you want me to roll for that?
It's an attack roll.
Okay.
How much of this can I see from Bolskogk?
Most of it.
Okay.
12. I'm assuming that doesn't work.
No.
Does not hit.
Why are you guys trying to beat me up? What's going on? What's wrong? As far as I can tell, I'm normal. What's happening?
No! No, you're not!
Then what's
Fuck,
wrong?
no.
I'm freaking out here. What happened?
Morvudd's third eye is on your head now.
It what?
I tried to knock it out of your hand so that you wouldn't get hurt by it. And now look what you've done!
What? You mean it's like in my head?
Yeah, can you feel this? And I want to poke it.
You
Ow!
do feel it. It feels kind of like somebody poked you gently in the eyeball.
No, stop. Okay, that hurts. Please stop trying to hurt me. Let's calm down. Let's think about this.
I want to cast Dispel Magic on the eyeball.
Okay. More things. I don't know exactly how they work.
Let's look up Dispel Magic.
Choose one creature, object, or magical effect within range. Any spell of 3rd level or lower on the target ends. For each spell of 4th or higher on the target, make an ability check using your spellcasting ability. The DC equals 10 plus the spell's level.
On a successful check, the spell ends.
No, on a successful check, the spell fails.
Ugh.
It was just the rest of the description.
I know, I'm just making a joke, dude.
Chill out, man.
I'll chill out as best as my third eye will allow me.
That was your fault, man. Don't blame us.
I mean, one of y'all just donkey kicked him, the other one just shot him with magic, like, and y'all telling him calm
Hey.
down, like.
Allegedly, I actually do it. I missed.
Okay.
Hmm.
Are you casting it at 3rd level?
Yeah, because I don't have a 4th level spell slot.
Let's pull the body
Nada.
cams up.
I don't even get to.
I mean, you can roll. It's not a spell.
Well, yeah, magical effect.
It's not an effect either. It is a magic item.
Can I open the third eye?
You can.
Can I see out of it?
You can. It's kind of
Don't
weird.
look at him.
It's like it mostly overlaps with your other 2 fields of view, but you find like your periphery is like a little bit higher than normal.
Don't like that.
I didn't used to be able to see it that high up. I guess I really do have an eye there. I don't like this. Or do I like it? Do I still want to protect this eye with my entire being?
Oh yeah, hell yes.
Okay, I do like this eye. This is rad!
No, this is disgusting.
This is very bad.
This is bad.
Sounds good to me.
Ha-
I don't know what you guys are so worked up about.
Just
Well,
a question,
Sure.
Jeff.
yeah.
How exactly did you get it out of the Morvudd in the first place?
Well, I went to go stab it, and then I looked at it some more, and I started realizing how cool it was. And I'm like, man, I shouldn't waste this perfectly good eyeball. So I just kind of reached in with my hand and pulled it out.
Ah, so you just plucked it. You just
Yeah.
plucked it out.
Pretty much.
That is so gross.
Turns around and makes eye contact with somebody. Like,
Jeff, this thing is. Do you remember what Bolskogk said about how
Nope.
this third eye can charm people? No.
Oh man, my video just died hardcore. Give it a sec.
Well, it has you under its effect.
No, it
I
doesn't.
don't
I
know.
can stop anytime I want.
This does feel pretty close to how Jeff normally is.
Jeff.
That doesn't make it okay.
So if it's a magic effect, it's subtle.
Jeff, I'll give you the stats of it later, but currently,
Okay.
you can you have 1 charge that refreshes daily at dawn.
Mm-hmm.
You can cast the spell Eye Bite from it with
Oh,
a
sick.
DC of 15.
Oh, heck yeah. I actually like this eyeball now.
You also
Okay, cool.
are you proficient in perception?
Yes.
You now have expertise in perception.
Oh, sweet.
Butt the fuck out. That's my job.
Hang on, let me
Stepping
write
on
this
toes
down
now,
real
man.
quick.
Jeff, what is this? What if this is how the Morvudd reproduces?
Oh my god.
We don't know that.
what if the Morvudd...
You
Wasn't
don't
the
know
big
that
antler
that's
thing.
not the case.
No, guys, what if the Morvudd wasn't actually the big antler thing, but the eyeball?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, you had a
Well-
Witcher to tell you, but he dead.
Had a
Hey.
Witcher.
Does anybody know the spell Speak Dead?
I
don't. I know eye bite though. That's a
Alas.
really
Hey,
cool
cleric.
spell.
Oh wait, you only have 1 level.
Shut up!
Oh man.
Jeff,
Rude.
what if this thing just transforms you into another monster like that?
Nah, this eyeball's too cool for that. It'll never happen.
I
Pretty
slap
cool
him.
eyeball.
Ah!
Alright.
Please
Jeff,
stop trying to
you're
hit me!
slapped.
Ow! What?
See, because of my -2 strength mod, he heals 1 HP.
I don't even react. You just. What?
It's like when a baby pats your face and you're like, I can't be mad at that. That was too cute.
Oh no!
And then you feel your soul revived a little bit because that baby.
I'm trying to intimidate him and get him to stop being so goddamn stupid, not trying to woo him.
I mean, they often overlap.
Don't
Can I-
at me like that. That's my life.
Love it. All right.
I'm gonna try to look directly up at the sky with my third eye.
Stare at the sun.
You can do so. Are you mean like without moving your head, just like move the eyes?
Yeah, without moving my head.
Yeah, you can look up. You get like
Oh, that's so cool.
yeah, you can
I
actually
can see
like
above me.
yeah, you can almost kind of like because you're a dragonborn, you can actually kind of see the tips of your horns.
Oh wow, I can see my own head. Oh my god.
It's a little weird, but it's also
I'm
really
just
cool.
gonna start moving it around every which way to look at things.
Y'all see
because I'm
this?
curious.
It's kind of horrifying. Like it's moving independently of his other two eyes.
Jeff is just standing there smiling like a kid in a candy store as he moves his third eye around to look at stuff.
Jeff,
I am.
make a con save.
What?
Make a
Okay.
con save.
This is the grossest Game Boy ever.
That dirty 20.
Okay. You don't end up feeling queasy. You adjust to it pretty quick, but it is weird to have one eye moving like disjointly from the other two.
Oh my god, man, you guys need to get third eyes. This is really cool.
Thank you.
Let's just
It's perfect.
let's just run on down to the iStore, I guess.
Not a bad idea, guys. Gotta say.
Anyway, enough about this business and trying to hurt me. Let's just leave me alone, please. Please don't shoot me again. Please, especially don't shoot the eyeball. It's really cool and I want to keep it. Anyway, how are we all looking? Are we all okay from fighting that thing?
I almost died.
I'm
But other
sorry.
than that, I'm good.
I'm very, very perturbed right now.
Why?
Hey,
This
are you
is
okay?
totally normal.
No.
Why not?
I mean, this has
Any
been
of
the worst
those?
field trip ever. Like,
This.
One day you'll learn how cool it is. Where's Warthog, by the way?
We all just spin around and he's holding the body trying to feed it the bottle.
There's like
Oh,
a little bit
no,
of like.
I forgot about that.
So not only is he kind of like
Oh.
rent into pieces from the Morvudd's claws, but you can also kind of like see the suction cup marks, like from where the claw
Oh, dang.
tentacles kind of stabbed into him. It's bad.
Don't like that.
Oh god.
It's gruesome.
Me either. I'm looking through the book, seeing if I can find a page on Morvudd's.
On his
No,
in his bestiary.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Actually, you'll get a good bit of things. So mark this down as a note in your sheet because I am not going to be able to give you every little piece of information.
Okay.
Okay, I have to pull this up in here. I don't have to, but it's going to be a lot faster for all of us involved. Okay. In the bestiary, you find entries which include all of the damage resistances, immunities, and vulnerabilities of every creature of type beast, or any creature that is a derivative of a beast. So something, I think like giant wolves and stuff still count as beasts, but anything that is like beast adjacent is also in there. Hold on a sec. Discord is deciding that Christine is anathema once again.
What?
There we go. Okay. It was screwing with your video again. Just yours. Something about the
That's
top right,
weird.
I guess.
Yeah, yours is the one that's been doing it too, in the top right. Weird.
In addition to beasts and all beast derivatives, there is a page on the Morvudd which tells you that the Morvudd is resistant to fire, lightning, and bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing from non-magic weapons. So if you encounter it again, you will know what not to use on it. So I have a note for him having like a 10 or 20% chance depending on a couple of things. Basically, the next time you encounter a creature in a forest or mountain area, which would include anything around here, roll a d20 or a d something with even numbers, and if you get over 50%, wait, they all have even numbers, Matt. Basically, above 50%, you will know its weaknesses and vulnerabilities and resistances and such, and below 50, you won't. And that'll be what you get from his bestiary.
Okay.
So keep that in mind for your next combat. Just let me know, and I will roll for it and tell you, hey, you know these things. Here they are.
Got it.
Or you can roll for it, and then I'll tell you, hey, here are these things.
Deal. Nothing regarding a horrible glowing eyeball, though.
Let me see. What else might he have in there? There are like warnings about the eyeball, but as he has never, so he killed one or two before, but with other people.
More competent people.
The notes basically say avoid it at all costs, and when burying it, don't bury burn.
Don't bury burn.
Didn't he tell that to us out loud?
He might have. He might have done.
That's even more reason for her to go off to Jeff and be like, no, don't! Spit
Like,
it
you gotta
out!
burn Jeff.
Drop it. Drop it.
Yeah, basically.
No!
Well, I mean, if I get another rest in, I'll cast Wall of Fire again, and well...
Wait!
Or you guys could just like start a fire.
Or you guys could just kill me in
No.
my sleep and then it doesn't become a problem.
Oh hell yeah, you're right.
Good idea, Jeff. That's why we kept you around.
Yeah, you said it, not us.
You got like a less successful brother that we can call up?
No, I was an only child.
Hello, my name is GF.
Now, is that spelled with a G or a J?
If it was a G, it would have been hello. My name is Geoff.
Love you guys. All right.
Anyway, should we bury him?
Yes, all of him.
Okay. I'll start digging a grave for Bolskogk.
We're talking. You see him start digging right after you read the thing that says "burn, don't bury."
Are we burning Jeff?
Wait.
I mean, Clanky, help him. It's a grave.
A very, very subtle nod to Wartalk. Also, I'd like to petition that using Wall of Fire seems like something that might help me get over my phobia. That's up to you. I'm mostly joking.
Actually, I should have made you roll for it when you cast it, shouldn't I?
Yeah, probably.
Oh well.
It's too late now.
We forgot. No, roll now. We'll redo the whole fight.
Shit!
Hey,
Bolskogk
maybe we can get
springs
that
up from the grave.
No, where'd my eyeball go? Oh wait,
This
that
is
eyeball's
fine.
dangerous. Ah!
That is the grossest thing I can imagine. The eyeball, like everything's placed backwards and it gets ripped from your forehead.
Ugh.
Arise,
Ow.
Flies
chicken.
through the air back
Chicken,
to the monster.
arise.
Beautiful. How are we doing with the stream?
All right, I'm gonna keep digging a grave unless someone tells me no.
No, Clanky's helping.
Okay, cool.
Huh.
And then when it's done, I want to make some sort of grave marker out of, like, I don't know, the antlers of the Morvudd, probably.
Okay. The
It is for-
antlers are covered in velvet, and as you pull them off, yeah, you don't have any issues making a grave
Okay.
marker with them. They are very
and-
obvious. They're about as big as you are.
Perfect. Actually, before we bury him, I want to check him and see if there's any, like, notes or anything that we should, like, keep or give to people,
Any what's?
like notes or something he had on him.
Personal effects.
Oh,
basically.
Bolskogk.
Yeah, personal effects. That yeah.
Sorry, I thought you were burying the Morvudd.
No,
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 screw the
right.
Morvudd. No.
Okay.
Does Jeff want to bury the Morvudd?
No.
I'm not to clarify. I'm not looking for gold. I'm looking for, like,
Sure.
sentimental things that other people might want.
A letter that says, "To my dearest wife, if I
Yes.
don't come back, this is a letter for you."
There we go. Is there one of those or two of those? I don't know what kind of man he was.
There's
Dearest
that-
second wife.
Yeah.
do not open unless I get killed by a stupid group of adventurers.
Yeah.
Dearest side hoe.
Mm,
Oh wait, that was mine.
And to my second family, I leave.
He does have something that looks that it is not his. He has a handkerchief that is embroidered with a very fine Y. Just the letter, not the word.
Why?
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 I don't know. It would have been much funnier if it were the word.
Yeah.
Why?
And then on the reverse side, his hand stitched, "Am I doing this?" But yeah, that's all he has. He does have a bit of gold on him, but it's not much. It's like 7 gold pieces.
Eh,
Bury
He
him
could
with it.
yeah, he can be
Put
buried.
it
in
over
his-
his eyes for a crossing into the nether.
Oh, actually, what weapons did he have again?
A pair of battle axes. One of them steel, one of them silvered.
We can use those as the headstone.
Okay.
That's a better headstone.
It's just Grail's grave times 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Watch.
F.
Did I tell you guys I cosplayed Grail one year at DragonCon?
Yes, you did. I remember you saying that, and you were disappointed because it was all Awakening cosplayers who didn't
Yeah.
know who you were.
Yeah. Double
Grail's
F.
the best waifu.
Alrighty. So, you bury Bolskogk and use his battle axes as a headstone. Lay him to rest.
I'll use Druidcraft to see if I can get any flowers to pop out from the snow.
I'm gonna
It's a little less effective because of the climate, but you get a few, yeah.
Aw.
Good enough.
I mean, I'm a cleric, so I probably should say a prayer for this gentleman.
Thoughts and
Kind of
prayers.
It makes sense.
Some sort of a service.
Okay. Go ahead and make a religion check for me.
Seven.
You find it hard to get truly in touch with your god, and so it seems a little bit like you're going through the motions, but as it's a memorial service, it kind of just gets interpreted as
Solemnness.
yeah,
That was
solemnity
almost me.
and having been like just numbed from the fight and like the enormity of what just happened. So it gets passed off as like suitably solemn, but it's not very good.
I mean, that's fair. That was almost me, so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
As this is going on, Jeff is going to be holding his burnt hand.
Okay. Now you've made the graves. Are you doing anything with the body of the Morvudd, or are you just leaving it?
Burn it.
Bonfire.
Okay.
Do any of us have any fire spells left, or should we do this the old-fashioned way?
I mean, the Morvudd would have to hit me first, and it kind of can't do that now. So
I can hit you and then roll around on the Morvudd.
I think Druidcraft can also do flames, but I feel like I'd probably be a little bit uncomfortable with that.
I think I have a tinderbox. I could do it the old-fashioned way.
Yeah, Jeff, you can definitely start a fire. Make a
Alright,
survival
doing
check
it.
for me. The DC is 1.
All right,
He gets a nat 1.
14.
That one
Can't
has a
fail on
negative
skill
in it.
checks technically, so his survival would be good enough to make that a success anyway. Okay, yeah. So you start a fire, kind of surrounding the Morvudd's body with stone, so that the fire doesn't spread beyond the area that you wish it to, and light the body after digging like a small indent to kind of contain it further. The smell of rotting flesh and hair fills the air, and on this winter's late afternoon, early evening, a snow begins to fall as well as you're standing, just reflecting on what all has happened.
My third eye sheds a tear, but only my third eye.
I am actively not looking at this and just I just want to build camp.
Okay. So it
Wasn't there
is.
someone we had to report this to?
Yeah, but he died.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bolskogk kind of expected to come back alive and be able to report it himself, so he didn't give you all any contact info.
Oh well, all
He
right.
didn't tell you like, oh, report it to X, Y, or Z when we're done.
I guess we'll just move on then.
I can only imagine that whoever he was going to report it to would notice that there's no longer a Morvudd stomping around killing people.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
So
The nearby town might want to know if they were like in constant threat that they're not anymore.
yeah, we probably should.
go back to town. Hey, your Superman died.
Sorry.
We don't have to tell them about Bolskogk. We can just tell them that, like, hey, this giant monster, it's dead now. Hopefully it doesn't revive in our friend's body, but you know. Details.
Okay.
Be like that sometimes.
Be that way sometimes.
It do be like that sometimes. What time of the day is it?
It is late afternoon, early evening, maybe like 5 o'clock.
Yeah, why don't we head into the nearby town? We can tell them that thing's dead, and then maybe we can find a tavern or something there and stay there for the night.
Okay.
You guys sure like drinking a lot.
I mean, it's where the beds are.
It's mostly him.
I can't tell who you're pointing at. I'm guessing it's Wartalk.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm from the ocean. I like drinks. Just sue me.
He drinks like a fish, literally.
Okay.
I can outdrink a fish.
Ooh.
I don't doubt that.
Are fish good like drinking companions?
Oh no, they're awful. They're awful.
I thought.
Yeah. They just go blub blub blub.
I mean, a wahoo can drink 3 times its weight in alcohol. Cody and Ethan should be crying right about now.
No.
I'm just crying.
Oh yeah.
I'm just crying.
All right.
Yeah, but
once
you didn't
the-
experience it, Christine. You don't count. I'm
All right.
erasing your experiences.
Oh wow! How dare you!
Hey, whoa, you can't do that.
I just did.
That's illegal.
Seeing as she didn't have any experiences with it, I don't think it's illegal. But whatever, it's fine. I mean, I guess you do now, but like not during your college days.
Yeah, I wasn't in the UVA college experience.
Neither was I, to an extent, really. I never did any of that. But you know, it's fine.
What's
But now
the
you're
drink?
also a fine purveyor of $2 Chuck, so you know football season.
am.
You'll see the second. You'll see how it is on the other side.
What did you say, Ethan? I heard something, but you cut out.
Oh, I just said like, what's a drink?
Yeah, no,
I don't know.
I
What are
am.
you talking about?
Two-buck Chuck is real. I already do see what's on the other side.
Hmm.
Anyway, once the Morvudd's corpse is burned, I'm gonna put the fire out with my ice breath, and then start maybe heading to town, I guess.
Okay. You make it to town unassailed. As you reach the gates, it is getting towards sunset, and so you are stopped by a pair of guards.
Oh wait, before we reach the guards, I'm gonna ask the party, hey, does anyone have a hat?
Nope,
No.
No.
we're not.
Not even like a headband or
I
anything?
have a blanket.
That'll do.
I
Can I
don't
borrow
think
it?
I don't think I want you getting pink eye gunk on it though. How about this? We'll take the eye out and you put it in your backpack for safekeeping while we're in town. Because if anybody
No.
sees it, hear me out, Jeff. If anybody sees it on your head while we're in town, they're not going to be okay with that. It'll
I
be
know,
safer
that's
for that.
why I wanted to cover it up, so I could protect it. I have to protect it.
But what if you trip? Your hat's going to come off.
I'll just put it on real good.
Can't guarantee that though.
All right. Well, good luck finding a hat. I'm just going to keep walking.
Word.
We could try to find him a bonnet. At least you can tie that down.
I have a bedroll. Can I pull a blanket out of that?
Sure.
All right, I'm gonna like fashion like a turban looking thing that conceal the eye on my head,
I'm sorry, out
Okay.
of your bedroll?
like a blanket
No,
or
the
something.
blanket.
Yeah,
Okay.
the bedroll I assume includes like other pieces of bedding besides just like a sleeping bag.
Yeah.
Especially since y'all have gone north and did, I believe, make a point of buying things for the north.
I think we did, yes.
So yeah, you're good. You can
All right.
certainly find a blanket within your bedroll that can work as a turban type wrapping.
All right. Jeff is now wearing a turban.
Okay.
That's cultural appropriation, good sir.
There is no culture in this world from which to appropriate that idea, so really it's completely original here.
It's like a bath. It's like a bath towel on your head after the shower.
It's pretty much
My
akin to
hair's
that
wet.
more than it is to a turban. You're a dragon. How do you? Never mind. Okay, so you approach the two guards, and one of them steps forward and goes, "Hold! Identify yourselves."
Siegebreakers.
Sorry.
Oh,
Um,
Do we have a
All right,
badge to
we're-
flash him?
we're travelers looking for a place to stay the night.
And where does your allegiance lie?
We're pretty firmly with Erevar.
We're friends with.
We're friends
There.
with the Duke.
Can you offer any proof?
We have something with his crest on it, right?
You do.
Oh, we've got like 17 letters from him saying we can do one.
Yeah. I think you
Yeah.
have at least 2 or 3 letters, and I think you still have the shield that has both
Yeah.
Pentrim's and Aegair's crests.
Yeah, we'll show him the shield.
Ah.
We'll show him all
Very
everything
well.
we have just to
Yeah,
like spite
we'll
him.
just-
Like,
yeah.
oh, you want proof? Okay, well here. No.
Oh, in that case, the mayor's manor is just far end of town. He might, if you're as important as your items suggest, then that may be the place for you to stay. He would be honored, I'm sure, to host you.
Sounds good, thank you.
They allow you in. Okay.
Cool.
Is that where you're going?
Is there anywhere else in town, or just the mayor's house?
Most places are closing up, but like, I mean, obviously the tavern is still open because it also functions as the inn. There's a few general goods stores, a cobbler, a tanner, fishing houses that are kind of closed up mostly for the winter, but 1 or 2 of them are still in operation. You assume there's some sort of ice fishing going on, just what you would expect in a medieval hamlet. The town is small, only I think I said 100 and maybe it's 250. Or maybe I didn't.
I think we'll head to the mayor's house first. We can go ahead and ask them about if they were having like giant beast problems.
Fair enough. 142. It's a small village.
Okay. And then, yeah, we'll
There's
just.
a little sign that says Obsidurum, population 142, and then it's crossed out and says 1. No, not really.
Yeah, I'll just go. I'll just go to the mayor's house.
Alrighty.
As I'm walking there, I'm gonna like be pouting very slightly.
Okay. You arrive. Nobody seems to take much note of you.
That's
You get
fine.
one or two looks at mostly at the head wrapping, but nothing else really.
Ooh, can I screw?
Okay. I guess I'll knock on the mayor's house door.
There is a guard posted out front, and as you approach, he, hail, good evening. What can I do for you?
Evening. We were pointed to here by the guards out at the front gate. They said Mayor White want to talk to us.
Why is that?
I'll show him the shield and all the other proof that we have that were with Pentrum.
Oh. Oh shit. Okay. Opens the door wide.
Oh, this is too
Dumps
much for
open
his
bag.
pay grade.
Dumps open bag, all of these things fall out. We're with Pentrum.
I believe you. Go ahead.
Thanks.
Kind of like rubs his head as y'all pass him by.
He doesn't get paid enough for this shit.
I want to pat his shoulder as we pass by.
Thanks. Good night.
All right, we'll head in.
Okay. The entry chamber is kind of bare, but as he begins to close the door behind you, the guard rings a bell by the door, and it resonates through the hall, announcing your presence. And after a moment, you hear footsteps from afar coming down a hallway, and then they descend a small but still well-made spiral staircase at the end of the foyer. A man with long flowing robes with kind of cloth of gold trim descends the stairs and looks at the group of you over and says, hello. What can I do for you?
Hey, we were pointed to your house by the guards out front and the guard right outside the door. We're looking for a place in this village to stay for the night.
I assume there was a reason you were pointed to me and not the inn.
Yes, well, I suppose we were pointed here because we said we were with the Duke.
Oh, well, any friend of the Duke is a good friend of mine indeed. Yes, please avail yourself of anything in my home that you would desire. I'm afraid you're a little late for supper, but
That's okay.
We can certainly get you fine beds made up and breakfast in the morning. Should you require anything else, you need only ask me or one of my servants.
It was very generous of you.
Of course. Now, is there anything you'll be requiring right away?
I think I'm pretty much good, although I did have a question for you. Does this village ever have like giant beast monster problems?
Oh yes, we've had a bit of an incursion lately. A good bit of our farmers' livestock has been eaten. Crops gone through, ransacked. But we hired a witcher to rid us of the beast.
I see.
Yes, why do you ask?
Well, we actually fought this beast, and we did manage to bring it down. But unfortunately, I don't believe the witcher you hired survived the encounter.
Bolskogk is dead.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
I see. That is grave news indeed. Though I am relieved to hear that his death was not in vain, and that the beast is no more, but still, it is a difficult pill to swallow. That's not a metaphor that he would have any idea how to make. It is a difficult piece of news to hear.
He fought bravely until the end.
I'm sure he did. He was a renowned warrior in these parts. Isvelda will be heartbroken. Have you any proof of the beast's death or trophy?
No,
We have
unfortunately.
where we buried Bolskogk.
Oh yeah.
There's the burnt corpse of the beast, as well as his antlers over the grave.
And
Yeah,
So
we.
wanted to honor him. I got this. I don't know if you know anybody close to him, but you said it was a napkin.
a
Handkerchief.
It was on his body.
Handkerchief.
Handkerchief. It
Kind
was
of
on his
smiles
body.
sadly.
Terrible napkin.
Yes, that was the token Isvelda gave him when he took this contract. Thank you for bringing it back. I'm sure she'll want it returned. At any rate, where might we find the grave of this beast so that we can confirm it's very good. How far?
About that far.
About a half mile.
It was approximately half mile.
Yeah, we can lead you to it in the morning because it's getting late.
Very good. Some of the guard will go with you and confirm it.
Yeah, apologize for not taking anything with us.
No,
we did find
that's quite all right.
Oh, I shoot eyes at Jeff at that one.
we
Shoot
we
eyes
did
at him,
find,
huh? I think he's got enough
Ilia's
of those.
gonna do it too.
Actually,
we did find like a bestiary on his person that advised to burn the corpse of this monster once we were done with it.
that wasn't so much. So
All of it.
do you know anything about the magic that beast had?
I'm afraid it's far beyond my expertise.
Okay, fair.
But please, if your spirits are dampened, partake of food, drink, whatever you wish. As I said, supper is past, but I'm sure my chef would be happy to cook you up something or avail you of the kitchen. Whatever you should need, please just ask. I can tell it must have been a hard day.
Can I actually use the kitchen? I think so. I can actually do some cooking.
Oh, feel free.
Perfect.
Granus, come here. And a teenage boy comes out from a wing. And Granus kind of runs down the hallway to greet his master and kind of bows. Yes, my lord. What can I do? These fine folk here are hoping to use the kitchen. This one says he knows how to cook, but I was hoping you could show them the way and give them the lay of the room.
Are you gonna be hot in the kitchen with that head wrap on, Jeff?
I'll be fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Granus comes over and says, "It's just this way, ladies and gentlemen. Please follow me." And he
I'll follow.
he leads you down the hall whence he came, and a few doors down and to the right, and opens a door, and you can kind of see as you poke your heads in, various wood stoves and cooking utensils and pots and pans. What's the word? Kitchenware. Cookware. Thank you. Various cookware hanging from pegs on the exposed wooden beams in the room. A fire burns in a hearth, but none of the wood stoves are currently lit. Is there anything you need me to show you, or do you? He's looking at you, Jeff. Is there anything you need me to show you, or do you generally know what you're looking for?
I think I got this.
All right. Just holler if you need me. And he kind
Will do.
bows quickly and shuffles backwards out the door and closes it.
Small child.
All right. I got dinner covered. If you guys need to do anything else tonight before we hit the sack.
Does it involve hitting Jeff in the face with a cast iron pot?
No,
I
hitting
mean,
him in
there's
the back.
knives
Just,
now.
It might, yeah. Just take a steak knife and.
yeah.
You guys are all looking at me weird. What's going on?
Doors that lock.
What? No, nothing. We'll be outside hanging out while you take care of that.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
All right. Once we're out of earshot. So do you?
Are you also
We
attempting? We lost Cody. Sad face. Are we
Yeah,
also
no, I
attempting
thought-
to be stealthy from the servants in the house, or
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah. Are
smart.
there many around?
no? You get the sense, just like you see one more pass by as you're chatting, but you get the sense he only has like 3 or 4.
So
It is
I'm-
not a
I'm
like
gonna cut to
huge
the-
house either. Continue.
Before we get into like secret plotting against Jeff, what kind of food stuff does this guy have on tap?
Uh,
Oh,
so it's mostly vegetables and storable grains and forest type game at this point. So there's plenty of like venison,
Hmm.
and like a little bit of rabbit, but even that is kind of scarce, like snow hare or fox. And yeah, that's so not anything in the way of fruit. They wouldn't have any way to store it. Wilder
Yeah, we can
game
get some good
or
beer.
game from abroad would not really have made its way here. But it's well stocked with what it does have.
Okay, does it have potatoes?
Yes.
All right, I'll just make some like venison steaks with like diced potatoes and a small salad.
Okay. Sounds good. Go
All right,
ahead.
you can go back to plotting against me now.
So I'm gonna cut to the point. Do y'all want me to give Jeff just an obscene amount of nightshade so he's completely out of it, so we can just rip the eyeball out of his head?
yes.
Well,
Like, I'm gonna be honest, that thought hadn't even crossed my head when I brought it up. I legit was just planning on unwinding, but that is a much better idea than what I had.
I just have one question for you.
Sure.
Where do you get all this nightshade?
I know several people.
How many
All
doses
right.
do you have left?
I think 8.
Okay.
But the last time we gave him like, I think a quarter or half of a dose, and he was eating glass bottles. So
Yeah.
To be fair,
but,
he fucking that was like a nat 1 on his.
yeah, I
con
ate a
save.
wine glass last time I got drugged.
It
yeah,
went well.
yeah.
Yeah.
So oh, also, didn't I hear about some combinations that would just completely zonk somebody out?
Yes,
The
you
last
did.
pharmacist. I'll be back. I'll be back about that. Our other options. I mean, obviously he's gonna go to sleep at some point. I don't sleep. Let everyone know when he's asleep.
That's a
Yeah.
good question.
Also, if we can just get it in the bag, then we can take it out of the bag. I was thinking about something as a possibility. I could. Jeff, can you leave? Wait, no, yeah, can you leave for 1 second, Jeff?
You want me to leave the call?
Yeah, just for
Yeah,
1
get
second.
out.
I don't want
Yeah.
you.
I
I
was
don't want you to
actually gonna
notice.
suggest that in
All right,
general.
just
We'll message
tag
you.
me when I get. All right, just tag me when you guys are ready.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah,
bye.
we'll do.
And don't watch stream either.
Secrets are so much fun.
Damn it.
Yeah, I like those much better. Okay, so the other option I have, I haven't used this ability much, but I can create illusions. Those include auditory.
Mm.
I was kind of wondering why you didn't say, "Oh, I'll just cast minor illusion on his eye."
Yeah, I want him to. So my thought
to
is
suffer
if we
for it.
can, yeah, if we
Fair.
can sow deceit or like dissent in between him and his eye, and I make enough voices whispering to him, basically giving him paranoia about the eye being on his head, it's possible we can get it into his bag again.
Oh, interesting.
So those are my thoughts so far. Does anybody else have any ideas?
I kind of like the just knocking him out and taking it
yeah.
out.
The problem
Yeah.
with that is
We don't know
what
if
it
it's gonna
happens
work
to us?
first.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
100%. Are we sure that this is not gonna like kill him if we try to rip this out of his head?
We're not. That's the other thing that I was worried about.
I think if
Don't
we
look like that.
that's gonna be here that has something evil magic in their forehead, I think it's pretty good that it's Mr. Sword Boy who can't do magic. Like, I don't know, like
I
until
think
something terrible happens, like maybe
I
just
think we need to
let
gather
it
more
ride a little
information.
bit. Yeah,
I can prepare detect magic tonight.
this
Use
is
it
this is
tomorrow.
a lot going off of bad hunches and like heebie-jeebies. Like,
I mean, to be fair, it gave me a dirty look while we were fighting it. So
What
Right.
was that name the mayor just mentioned? Evelda?
Isvelda.
Isvelda? We should find some other witchers.
Long I. E.
Yeah.
No.
Jeff's eyes a
deal,
long one?
just-
okay.
I feel like we should find this person and gather intel from the other witchers.
That's fair.
And then if they suggest knocking him out and ripping out the eyeball, then hey.
Then we've got plenty of ideas. Okay.
Then yeah.
I'm probably going to be screwing with Jeff a lot until then, just so everyone knows.
That's okay.
That's
Okay.
fine.
Whatever
By
floats
all
your
means.
boat, man.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. Screwing with Jeff, not screwing Jeff. My bad.
Oh wait, no, I'm sorry, I misspoke.
Ah, okay, good.
Okay, los dos.
Eh, okay. Well, I guess we're good then. I'll just
Sorry.
I'll get a small dose of. How much is a small dose of nightshade for Kiana?
Like a quarter.
Yeah, I
Quarter?
think it was a quarter dose.
Are
Are you marking them in decimals?
When it happens, yeah. So this is gonna.
Pardon me.
All right, so I'll mark off 2 quarters.
Cool.
I'm not gonna let you go alone.
You mean one half?
Yeah, whatever. All right, I guess.
Math is
I guess,
hard, guys. Come on.
I guess we're good then.
Okay. I'll
Wait.
tag Ethan.
Jeff, the potatoes are gonna burn.
All right, I'm back.
All right, Hefe,
No.
roll a performance check for me.
All right.
Do a backflip.
13.
Pretty good
sticks the
venison
landing.
steaks.
I just dropped my dice
The
down.
venison
Okay.
steaks turn out like really nice. The diced potatoes could have used a little bit more seasoning, but like, it was a good meal. The
Good.
salad is a salad.
Sorry if the salad's bad, guys.
It's not bad.
Does it-
Vegetables aren't
It's
my
just
strong suit.
salad. It's it's
Does it taste like fresh grass?
No.
tastes like fresh
Oh.
spinach.
That's fine.
Actually, what grows in the winter? I don't even know as far as vegetables go that are above ground.
Well,
Probably not
it
spinach.
Well, that's why the salad's bad then. It's winter. No veggies.
Winter's gonna be like
Grass
root
clippings
vegetables.
are terrible.
Yeah.
So like carrots, some potatoes.
Yum yum root vegetables.
Actually-
Rutabaga, turnip.
Actually, you can harvest spinach in winter.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
I
Side
learned a
note.
thing.
This
Side
salad
note,
is saved.
I don't mean to distract us, but have you guys ever seen how asparagus grows?
I have.
Yes.
Asparagus grows like it's trying to trick someone into thinking that that's how asparagus
That's a good description.
grows.
Asparagus is whack.
Mhm. It's just broccolini, but not. But okay, so the night, I assume you guys, actually, you know what? I think it's a good evening for Tales by the Fireside.
That's a good idea.
So, our new player, Harley, I don't know if you watched any of the episodes where we did this.
I didn't, unfortunately.
That's fine. So basically how this works is I don't have an actual physical deck of cards, so I'm going to draw one with a random number generator online. And based on the card you draw, you tell a story. So it goes by suits. Hearts is, of course, for a tale of like love or close friendship or kinship. Diamonds, I believe, was a tale of wealth or treasure. Clubs was hardship and toil, and spades was misfortune. I'm gonna double check that, but I'm pretty sure that's the broad strokes of it. Diamonds is a victorious story, not necessarily riches specifically. Clubs is tragedy, spades is like particularly loss. So, let's do this. We're going to go in the order that I see you on your screen. So, the servants, Granas among them, but another, a woman maybe 30 or so years in age, who introduces herself as Drusilla, greets you as another servant who comes to show you to your rooms. And they take you to the second floor and down the hall, sort of opposite the Lord's chambers, but to a triplicate of rather nice rooms. Now that does mean that two of you are going to have to double up, but it is all they have to offer.
That's fine. Warthog can screw with Jeff.
Jeff is gonna insist on his own room.
No.
No.
No, you need a buddy.
No, well, I'm fine.
No,
Jeff, I need to
see,
make sure
you
no
may
one else
feel
comes in
fine,
and
but we
sees
don't
your
trust
head.
it.
You don't
Also
trust-
that.
Do you want somebody to come in and see your head while you're sleeping, Jeff?
I'll be fine. I just want my own room.
All right, Jeff, let me put it to you this way. Either you can let me stay in your room with you, or I'm going to sneak in after you're asleep. Which one do you want?
I don't want either of those things. Please respect
Option
my
2 it
personal
is.
space.
Option 2 it is, buddy.
You can try. Don't actually, but I want my own room.
No, I want to play Home Alone the rest of this game. Come on.
Jeff is gonna adamantly insist on his own room.
Well, let's take it to a vote.
All right, Jeff, here, how about this? It's fine. I'm going to let you have your own room. This is how loud I'm talking to everyone else. I'm not going to let him have his home room. Don't worry. I'm going to sneak in after he goes to sleep.
Alright, I'm gonna have my own room then.
Fine, I'll
You
double up
sure
with
are,
Ilya.
buddy.
Yay!
Alrighty.
Sleep over.
Girls' night.
Yeah!
So you all kind of all gather in the.
Shadra, join us.
Yeah.
Girls' night.
You kind of all gather in the girls' room for a few minutes before heading to sleep. Just kind of from the day that has preceded this moment, and you kind of get into the mood of striking up conversation. It's been a while now. You have a new friend, and you've just watched someone die together. It has been a harrowing day. There is nothing to bring a group together like shared trauma.
This is the stuff that sleepovers are made of.
Yeah. Bonding experience.
As it's weighing kind of heavily on your hearts, we're actually going to exclude Jeff, I think, from this evening's tales because I think that makes sense. So you'll still be there, Jeff, but you won't be speaking per se.
Darn it, I was gonna lace my story with as many eye puns as possible, but I guess this is also fine.
You can
You know, you
interject
don't-
eye puns in other people's stories.
Okay.
I mean, I can
You
sit out
don't
this one
deserve to
just to see how
speak.
it works.
Wow!
We're forgetting the bigger move here. The eye has a story to tell in Jeff's place.
Yeah! I want to see how this happens first.
Well, let's let it play by ear. You won't go first like you are on my screen, but we'll see how it works out.
You're gonna make me go first?
No,
Ugh.
you are not second on my screen.
I am a child.
I think he means Jeff was gonna be first.
Yeah.
Oh.
So Jeff, yours would have been spades. So if you do wish to tell a tale, it should be one of loss and defeat. So you should prepare one for that if you decide to make one.
I'm good.
Warthog, yours is also one of loss and defeat.
It's me. Man,
No.
I always get lost in defeat.
You really do.
Yeah, God.
Oh no, there
Alright.
was that one time that you got friendship. And then you
Yeah,
kind
I
of
accidentally
turned
turned
it
that into loss
and
and defeat. Yeah. Well.
Oh well, that's just you, I guess. I don't know. Warthog has a sad life.
Would you like to talk about it?
Oh, you mean just war talk, not just me? Okay.
Would you like to
I
talk
was
about it?
speaking in character right now, but also, Nick, I'm sorry. I love you. I'm also sorry I love you, but
Nah,
the heart
baby.
wants what the heart wants.
Yeah, baby. Anyway. All right. So
My middle
Sure,
name is
lost.
bromoeroticism. Don't worry about it.
I'm for it.
That's a weird middle name, man.
I know, but it's
Weird middle
my
name.
parents were prescient or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Apparently. So, so y'all know how I was kind of like raised under the sea. Ilya, I was raised under the sea.
I thought that was a running joke.
Darling, it's
no.
better
You
down
actually?
when it's wetter.
Yeah.
Take it from me.
Yeah. I breathe underwater and stuff. Like,
He actually can't do that. It's weird.
I can talk to like sea animals if they speak common.
How many of them speak common?
So at one point I was under the sea, and one of our favorite pastimes, obviously, like the boats and the pirates above head. It's like when you're just sitting down there, there's not a lot going on. 'Cause there's like fish, and then there's y'all, kind of it. So whenever a boat would go overhead, we would go up there and hang out with them. That's where I learned to gamble. That's where I learned to drink a lot. I do remember one time when I went up with one of the other folks in our village, and he was not as proficient at drinking as I was, and the pirates were. So we were having some, and then they started to gamble, and it did not go well. I think they were cheating, but they had a lot more swords than we did, so I didn't really call them on it. And yeah, despite my best efforts, he bet we'll just say a family heirloom of his, and lost it. Well, he wasn't really taking that as an option. So he added servitude on the list to try and get it back for his family. Yeah. They did bring him back after 3 years. There was that, but yeah, it didn't go too well for him or me. I mean, I lost a little bit too, but I wasn't drinking as much, so I didn't bet my life. Like, yeah.
Just DM question. Did they
Yeah.
return the heirloom with him?
Oh no, they sold that.
Okay, cool.
Shit.
They pirates.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but like,
yeah.
shit.
They stole the lights as well.
First the lights, then the show.
Yeah. So warning, kind of, because I know you've been learning some. When I'd say it's like we call it and we stop, there's probably a reason.
I believe you. You know, I have learned so much more in just these 6 weeks being with you guys on the road than I had
It's
living
been
in the
about 8 weeks
forest.
What?
Actually,
Huh?
closer to 9. It's been like 8.5 or 9 weeks now. Remember,
Okay,
2 weeks
right.
in Apatro.
I keep forgetting that.
It's because it wasn't as action-packed as the rest of the career campaign.
okay, in the past like 2 months, I've learned so much about like people and society than I have in like 3 years just living in the forest. This is this is a lot.
Yeah. I can imagine.
So, for the rest of you, I meant to do this beforehand, but so, god damn it, it redrew them. Shit.
Shuffle it 3 times.
Okay, that works. It'll actually be happier from here on out.
Time to
Shadra.
ruin it.
Shadra, yours is a victorious tale. Ilya, yours will be a tale of love, friendship, kinship, one of those. And
That story.
Kayana, so will yours. All right, Shadra, you are up next.
You know, I was actively listening and not thinking of something to say.
Well, it's good that you were being an active listener.
Yeah.
So I'll fill the spaces you're thinking with something else. So as y'all are kind of like chilling in the evening here, I'd like everybody who's in the room to make a perception check.
Does that include me?
Sure, Jeff. Yeah.
All right.
You're not in the same room, I think, but you're in a room.
16 plus 7, a lot.
Nice.
I got 8 plus 8 equals 16.
That's with your double proficiency?
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, actually, no. It's covered by the turban still. I probably wouldn't get it.
That's true, you wouldn't.
All right, then it goes down to 13.
Okay.
14.
26.
Oof.
All right. Kayana and Shadra. Both of you, some point in the night, maybe 10 o'clock or so, hear a cacophonous howling of wolves in the far distance. It sounds like maybe half a dozen or so, and it is eerier, more chilling than a normal wolf's howl. It subsides after a few minutes, though, and fades.
I'm looking around the room, seeing that nobody else except Shadra even like notices this. I don't like this.
Your
But
death is right here.
It seems to be almost mournful. Is kind of the tune you get from the howls.
Just like side eye, like
I did just kill a whole bunch of them. Like.
And their master.
They found Bolskokk's grave and now they're sad.
No, he was cat school, not wolf school.
hopefully it stays that way and he stays dead. Not Bolskogk, but the Morvudd.
And let's see.
Right. Well. A victory.
Do you have one yet, or shall I keep filling the silence?
I mean,
I can fill silence as much as you
Yeah.
want.
yeah, no,
Okay, so around like 9:30 or so, I'll make this stuff you definitely don't have to listen to, Cody. It's just
okay, yeah.
like you do you.
Give me like a minute.
Yeah. So around like 9:30 or so, before the howling starts, you hear a slight at the door. Going to open it, you see the woman who helped show you to your rooms before, Drusilla, and she kind of peers in the cracked door and says, "Can I come in for a moment?"
No.
Go ahead.
No thoughts allowed.
Wow!
Come on. I've even got a drink for you.
Thank you.
Wait, how old is she?
She's like 30s.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah, I
okay,
got
yeah.
a drink for you.
Thank you. Wow. I assume you gave her something strong, like whiskey or vodka or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That's not what I expected, but it's good. Takes another sip of it. So I heard from the guard at the door that you all had introduced yourself as the Siegebreakers.
Yes.
We did.
He did.
I've heard something of you before.
Good things?
Yes,
No.
heroic things. You sound like the stories my father used to tell me when I was a child. I have a favor to ask of you, if I may.
Sure.
My cousin, Gaius, he was he lives here normally, but he was traveling with a merchant caravan as he was hoping to sell an item of his to a noble in the coastal duchy that he thought might appreciate it. He had fallen on hard times and was selling off what he could to make ends meet. But he didn't trust the merchants to just, take it and bring him back the money. He thought they would cheat him, so he went with them. This was right before the invasion, and I haven't heard from him since. If it's not too much trouble, if you ever find yourselves out that way, I believe he was heading for a city called what was it? Lycerum. Lyserum. If you find yourselves near that city, could you ask after him and send note? Even if it's bad news, I'd like to know.
It was Gaius, and what was your name?
Drusilla.
Absolutely. We find
Will do.
ourselves in some random towns, so
We find ourselves in a lot of sticky situations.
that too.
I'll
Keep your
keep an eye out for him, ma'am.
I'm extremely grateful. I'm forever in your debt. Thank you.
No problem.
And again, as our Lord mentioned before, if you need anything, just ask.
Sure.
I totally forgot the mayor's name.
Mr. Mayor.
Did I
Done.
give him
Boom.
one?
I don't
think so.
I don't
gave him
think
one.
you did.
I don't think you did.
Nice.
I don't
Yeah.
remember his name either. I don't remember you saying it.
Yeah, I don't think I gave him one.
Jameson Long Johns.
As
It is so.
as Lord
Todd
Jameson
Ladlespoon.
said, if there's anything you need, just ask.
Kyle.
Thank you, Drusilla.
Mr. Kyle.
Just
I
so
like
you know,
Todd
I'm spelling
Ladlespoon.
that Seamussen. Shameson.
All right. Yeah.
Okay.
That checks out.
It's canon now.
Yeah. So. Well, I mean, I kind of.
When you can't decide between which whiskeys to drink, get yourself a nice glass of Jameson.
I was gonna help stalling more. Hey, how's that story going?
Oh, it's good. It's good. No, like the the recurring theme of the evening seems to be introducing people to drink and then sometimes excesses of drink.
Happen.
There was this one time. So you know how God City Guard can get on their nights off. So they had this one guy, best archer of their troop, and he had a lot longer hair than the rest of them did because the guy like prided himself on it. I think he really like wanted to play up the fact that he had like an eighth elven heritage on like his mom's side or something, and like that's what made him like such a good archer. Um, so he kept tucking his hair up in the helmet and stuff. So he comes in to my shop just as I'm closing up with his mates, and he is 1,000% pissed. Just totally So like he's to the point where like they just like put him in a chair, and his friends are like, how much would it be if you could give him like a pompadour big enough to act like a quiver? It took me so long just to figure out how to give it like enough structure to hold like weight. Like my mom runs a flower shop at the other side of the store, and I had to use so many like wooden picks woven into the hair and like hair gel and stuff. But he came to the next morning with just this long tube of hair in his head and like 3 arrows just resting inside.
How do you react to that?
Oh, he was upset. This was a guy was trying to play up image and like was leaning into the I'm the best archer of the company kind of deal. So
I mean, it's real easy to draw an arrow from here. Just like it's not even like as like reaching it under
no,
your
it's
back.
so
It's like
it's super inconvenient.
yeah.
Cast with quiver on your pompadour so you can grab extra arrows from it.
Beautiful.
I'll have to keep my eyes peeled for any pompadour-clad elves, I guess, in the
Yeah,
future.
you should watch out because they mean business.
I'll have to remain vigilant.
Damn good shots, I hear. Says God in supernal.
You can just make sure you throw like a pebble like by their feet, so when they look down, all the arrows come out.
A vampire archer with a pompadour quiver, just like throw a bunch of rice on there. No, everything's wrong.
No,
They gotta count the arrows too.
Yeah.
Yes, they would. One.
No,
This is counterproductive.
Two.
And then the vampire starts cursing himself because he put a bottomless quiver in his pompadour.
Oh man, excellent.
My one weakness, and I gave it to myself.
I always knew my style would be my undoing.
My own hubris.
This is how we defeat Strahd.
Yes.
This is how we
100%.
defeat Alucard from Castlevania: The Disco of Evil.
Oh my god.
All right, Ilya, you were up next. Love, friendship,
Okay.
and kinship.
Well, my story is not exactly as exciting, but one time when I was a little girl, I was at the monastery, not for very long, maybe a year or two at that point. My father noticed that I wasn't really, I wouldn't say not getting along with anyone, but I just was more content on my own. So he decided to teach me how to fish because it's a quiet activity and it's just something I enjoyed. And I admittedly was not very good at it. The first few times I would lose bait, I lost so many hooks. I broke my line so many times. But he never lost faith in me. And he went away on a trip soon after. And I remember wanting to be perfect by the time he got back. Hubris of a child, yeah? So I spent days on end just fishing, ignoring classes. The monks were not pleased with that one. shirking duties, the like, staying out in the cold. My hands became so numb most mornings. It was excruciating, but finally, on the day that he came back, I caught the largest fish you had ever seen. It was as big as myself. And he smiled at me. Told me he was proud of me, and I'm going to find him. I want to let him know that I'm proud of him too.
My heart.
We'll help you.
Well, I'll help you find.
Thanks.
I'm close with my dad too, and I'll help you find him.
Thank you. That's very touching.
All right.
Man, I know this is supposed to be like a happy quote unquote story, but all I feel is the sad story now.
Spin it however you want. Pull a war talk and be like, yeah, I love this dude, and then he died.
Well, I mean,
Wait, mine
that's
was-
literally what happened. My my father figure is dead.
Yep.
I. God damn it, Ethan.
Sorry, I'm memeing in chat.
It has kept me so much more on task to not have my computer there in front of me to be able to look at the chat. I'm just like, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, it's
Immediately.
because we're incorrigible. Mostly me.
All of us are kind of incorrigible. Yeah,
I mean, yeah, see my story.
I wish that I could see Solomon again too. I miss him a lot. We'd occasionally like make trips to the nearby town, which out of character I don't remember the name of because I'm bad.
I don't remember it off the top of my head either.
We'd occasionally go into town to stock up on supplies that just either were too hard to make on our own or the forest couldn't really provide us. And there were I wouldn't say that I got along with the other kids very well. I was a little bit too out there. I wasn't well at I wasn't well integrated or accustomed to anything. But Solomon he actually made a spell and named it after him. It's called Solomon's Hideous Laughter, and there was this one day there was just some snot-nosed kid just being a bully, being a jerk, and all that, and he. So one of the components for the spell is a pastry, and so he saw this going on, and he was like, "You know what, kid? Do you want some sweets?" So he pulled out this little pastry. I don't even remember the joke that he told at this point anymore. But he ended up casting that spell on that kid, and the kid just fell to the ground, his sides hurting with laughter. And tried to make it a lesson to not go after me again, or else who knows when he'd stop laughing the next time. Wasn't no.
Yeah, that was good.
Okay.
Wow.
No, that was good. That was a good spin, I think, for Kayana after the day she's had. All right.
Yeah, I know that he wasn't, he wasn't really my dad, but
That-
we only knew each other for a very short of time. But he took such good care of me, and he was the only person I knew up until very recently. And I wish that you guys could have met him.
I'm going to pat Kyanna on the back in a reassuring manner.
I know
It's a
that
good
of. I
Roll for
feel the
pat.
I feel the warm fuzzy emotions. I know that we're going to be passing through the Indigo Wood at some point to take care of that ley line, and when we go there, hopefully we're not so distracted and beset upon by enemies that I can actually show you guys his grave, where little shack was. Where I
We'll make
guess I grew up.
I'm not sure there are quotes on that. It's where you really came into your own as a druid. It's where you learned a lot of your craft.
Yeah.
I think it's reasonable to say that that's where you grew up. But okay.
It's weird to conceive of because she was already in her mid-teens at the time.
Yeah. But there was a lot
There's-
of maturation that happened
Yeah, I was gonna
after.
say.
Oh,
you
yeah.
grow up in a short period of time.
Oh, believe me, I know. Yeah.
But yes, so with these tales on your hearts and on your minds, you head off to your separate rooms and sleep takes you for the evening.
Well, separate rooms.
Yeah.
I
Girls'
have my
night.
own room.
Girls'
100%.
night.
I
I'm
feel
doing
like I was like
drugs.
that one person
Oh,
at the party
I'll
who
prepare
could not read the
spells.
room.
I give Jeff like a solid 15 minutes before I go in. Is the door locked?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
I want to go find Shadra.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Excuse Shadra.
Yeah.
Jeff locked his door. Do you mind helping me out?
Oh, okay, sure. Like whatever.
Alright.
I'm like,
Nonchalant she is.
like bleary-eyed, like like exhausted already for the day. Just
She's got her little her
You know how it is.
her
yeah, the
mask
mask
on.
on.
Yeah.
The face mask.
Yep.
Oh yes.
Yep. Yeah. Oh, okay, sure. Alright, make a lockpicking check. Thieves' tools.
All right. Let me pull up my dice. Come back up. All right. That's a nat 1.
Aww.
Snap. Ah, fuck.
Should I just
Are we
go
on
get
the first floor or the
housekeepers?
second floor?
Second.
Oh.
I can go find someone who works here. If that
I
would
mean,
be
if
better.
you give me a boost, I can like shim the window open. That way, he won't like expect you that way.
That could work. That could work. Let's go take a stroll. How you been,
Yeah.
Shadra?
Doing all right. I'm waking back up. Like.
All right. So you head downstairs and outside. The guard kind of. Boy, you leaving?
Nah, we're just taking a quick stroll.
Ah.
We're back.
A little bit of night air.
Do you want company, or feel like you could probably handle yourself?
I think we got it.
Go ahead.
They are each other's company.
All right. You head around to where you expect Shadra's or Jeff's window to be, and there is a window. It's maybe it's like 12 feet to the bottom of the sill.
Yep, and I'll be like, can you give me a boost up like part way so it's not I can get up there myself, but like it'd be a little loud.
Yeah, no. I'll help out.
All right. So you lift him up and
Her.
her.
Yep.
Yeah, sorry, it's you helping
Yeah,
Shadra,
I'm
not
lifting
Shadra helping you.
her up.
Sorry.
Yeah.
'Cause
Yeah,
I don't
so-
trust me to unlock the window.
Wartalk lifts Shadra up. Go ahead and make a sleight of hand check, Shadra.
Yep. Just like got a dagger trying to like pop it. That's a 22, I believe.
Oh yeah, you slip your dagger right in, slip
Oh, yeah.
the knot, slip the latch. You hear it click as it kind of falls, and
All right.
yeah, shutters come open a little bit, slight
Yep.
creak, but nothing much.
And I like.
Jeff, how long does it take you to get to sleep?
Oh, he's out already.
Okay.
You can hear
So-
snoring.
I gesture to Wartalk to put me down, and like we'll trade places, and I'll try to like boost him up.
Okay. Yeah, using kind of the rugged stone of the manor walls as a little bit of help, you're easily able to hoist him up. The window is cracked open a little bit, Wartalk. Go ahead and make a stealth check for me as you're opening and trying to enter the room.
I rolled a 19. Let's see what my stuff is. I think it's like, yeah, it's +5, so 24.
His passive perception is not high enough to get that even.
Nope,
with
my
newfound
passive
expertise.
perception is. Yeah, my passive perception with the third eye is 18.
So yeah, you are the knight. You make not a peep as you kind of you hear like a slight creak, and you push inward towards the hinge, and you try it. It's quiet, so you go ahead and continue in that motion. Pull yourself up. What you doing?
I'll just get in. I'll reach out and wave at
All right,
Shadra,
as,
give thumbs up, and then pop back in.
As you pop in, snap! You fall right onto a bear trap that was set underneath the window.
A bear trap.
Yep.
Oh my god!
What?
You psychopath!
I think the snapping really startles Jeff awake.
Yep, it absolutely does.
Wartalk! I knew it!
How much damage do I take from that?
I
don't
don't
even
know.
know.
What does a bear trap do? I don't think it's like a D8 or something. I don't think it's a ton.
Like a
crush
D10.
a leg to own your friends. All right.
I'm gonna still lean out.
Yeah,
It's
but
1d4.
That is
It's
so-
1d4 piercing damage.
A D4. That's pansy.
That's not a lot.
Yeah. I
That's
was
like
expecting-
barely a trap. Get
Yeah,
it?
you got a weak ass
barely.
bear trap. Yeah,
2 points
that's a
piercing.
that's a bear snap bracelet.
I'm gonna completely ignore Jeff for a second. Just lean out, Shadra. He just set a bear trap. Don't worry, we're good. Thanks. And I'm gonna close the window.
I hear the snap. I see
Lock
that.
it.
I'm like,
Shut the shutters. I'm still not interacting with Jeff at all. I'm gonna
Stop!
open myself from the bear trap.
Jeff, what are you doing while he's not interacting with you at all?
I'm gonna pull out Atarax and cast Calm Emotions on Warthog.
Oh, I'm calm.
Okay.
I'm perfectly calm.
No,
I have
stop
never
messing
been
with
more
me.
calm. I'm not messing with you. I told you I was gonna come in here to keep an eye on you
I mean,
and
he
keep
still
you safe.
casts calm emotions.
What does that even do? I don't have spells.
I think you have to take you have to make a wisdom save. And I think Atarax, I had a note in it about its DC, but if not, it's 15.
I mean, it's a wisdom save if you want to
Mhm.
reject it, right? No, I'm fine.
Actually, let me
What?
see if
Stop.
it's unwilling or not. I'm not sure, but either way, we can see.
The creature can choose to fail the saving throw if it wishes. It's also a charisma save.
Oh, it's charisma.
Okay.
There we go. Yeah, it is. I actually just pulled the page up and saw that. Yep.
Yeah, I'm good. I was already calm, man.
Dude, stop! What are you doing?
I told you I'm coming in here to help. Keep you
Helping
safe.
you what? I'm
Keep you safe.
safe.
Well, yeah, you are now.
You
Just
came
gonna
here to
push
mess
the
with my
bear trap
eyeball, didn't
aside.
you?
I'm gonna sit down in the corner. All right. Good night, Jeff.
What?
Just don't
No,
worry. I got
no.
I got the first watch. Don't worry about it.
No, I'm not going to sleep till you leave. Get out of here. How'd you even get up here anyway?
Don't worry about it, man.
No, how did you get up here? Look, I'm gonna open the door for you, and you're gonna leave, okay? And as
Jeff,
I say that, I'm gonna remove the 60 pounds of splint armor I put in front of the door to
Oh,
block
I knew there was
Wartalk
something in
from
front of
coming
the
in
door.
that way. And
I
I'm
was
gonna open the
glass
door.
slam.
I'm gonna open the door and point Wartalk out.
Do you need to use the restroom, son? I'll be right here, man.
No, you get out. This is my room.
It's our room, Jeff.
No, I'll leave and I'll go sleep outside if that's what you want.
I love sleeping outside. Let's go. Camping trip.
You hear Jeff at least. Wartalk, what's your passive perception?
12.
Okay. Jeff, you hear footsteps in the hallway. Wartalk, you only hear them as they like round the corner of the door.
I close the door.
Granis is like about to like say something, and you just smack.
Jeff, that was uncalled for.
Is there something wrong? Can I help with anything?
We're good. Just
Jeff, I can't help it. It's just a lover's quarrel. Don't
my
worry.
tummy isn't taking dinner well. We're fine. We're fine.
Okay.
See,
Sorry for the scare. You can go along now.
Receding.
See, Jeff, what if she
Wartalk,
came in
what
while
the
you
heck?
were
Actually, make a deception check. Yeah, make a deception check.
Deception.
Dirty 20.
Okay, yeah, you hear footsteps receding.
Jeff,
Wartalk.
if she had come in while you were sleeping, she could have seen the eye.
I fell asleep with my turban on, just to be clear.
What if you rolled in your sleep? We know you roll in your sleep. You think we
Don't
don't
I-
hear you in that big clanky armor?
Alright, fine. You have a point there, but what are you doing in my room? I was clear that I wanted my own room.
I know you were clear, but I'm trying to help you out. If you get
Help
seen
me
with that,
do what?
if you get seen with that thing in your forehead, they're not gonna like it. If
I
somebody
had
comes
the door
in,
locked, and I had 60 pounds of armor in front of it. You think that little teenage boy can push that?
you think they're gonna like you locking one of their doors and barricading it? That's not gonna look good.
Yeah, that's sus.
Our party has we have a image to uphold of being the good people. Barricading yourselves in somebody's door in their castle thing isn't gonna help that.
It's nowhere near a castle. Just point of clarification.
Yeah, that's why I said thing.
Yeah.
Manor.
Yeah.
Ish. It hardly qualifies as a manor. It's like a nice house. They call it a manor though, for sure.
Their condo.
Beach house. So it's just, look, I promise you, Jeff, I'm not going to do anything to it or to you. I am purely here to watch out for you.
I want to roll an insight check on Warthog.
Okay. Wartalk, are you deceiving?
I am not.
Okay.
Dirty 20.
Alright, he seems to be telling the truth. Like, you get the sense that he is being honest pretty strongly.
You've dealt with his lies enough times.
That you think
Her-
this isn't one of them, weirdly enough. Like, it's kind of... It's actually
Alright, I
almost
mean,
suspicious that he's telling the truth.
Well, yeah.
Somehow I believe you, but also I want to know why you felt the need to come in through the window. That's still weird.
Jeff, how long have we known each other?
A while.
You think I wouldn't figure that you were going to barricade the door?
You stepped in the bear trap.
I got excited that I got him without waking up, if we're being perfectly honest. I figured
Okay.
it would be cow traps or something like that. I didn't figure you'd set a bear trap for me. So that's
It was the only thing I had to protect the
that's
window.
my bad. And you know what, Jeff? You know what? I'm going to get you back for that, but not tonight.
I love the dynamic between these two. This is fucking awesome.
It's beautiful.
Well, you know, I guess it won't do much good because we're not aggro anymore, but I got dirt on you too, you know.
Kind of.
I know what you did with the apothecary in the
Why did
temple.
you get dirt on me? Oh. Dude.
You got a little bit handsy in there.
A little what now?
Got a little bit handsy in there. Putting certain kind of marker everywhere, defiling the place.
Not ringing a bell. Did we ring bells?
Too well.
I don't remember any of this. You sure it was me?
I swear to God, trying to get a straight answer out of you is like trying to catch a pig.
How many pigs have you caught?
Not many, because they're really freaking hard to catch, like you.
You should get better at catching pigs, is all I'm saying. All right, have a good night, man.
Alright, bye. I'm not doing it.
best. The best.
Does Warthog actually leave?
Oh, no.
No.
I was sitting down in the corner that entire time.
Oh, well, I'm not. my room, please? I'll go sleep in your room if I
No, I
must.
told you I'm here to help out, to keep an eye on you.
You had your own room, right?
No, I didn't ask for one. I told them I was gonna sleep with you.
No, you didn't. I got my own room.
I mean, yeah, but then I looked at the people sent the rooms and I was like, no.
I'm gonna leave and I'm gonna go to
This is a
Warthog's
joke we
room.
play on each other.
Okay, you go to the
And I'm-
third room.
I
All
follow.
right, I lock the door before Warthog can get in.
Do you? How do you
Does he?
know?
Warthog, how quickly are you following him?
I'm right behind him.
All right, make dexterity checks, both of you.
Natural 20.
Fuck you.
Okay, turn your camera.
Okay.
Turn location on.
I'm not turning the camera on if we're streaming.
I believe people that
Okay.
I don't expect anyone to lie about their die rolls. That would be silly. It reduces the drama and doesn't add to it.
So,
Exactly.
in that case, I assume he slams the door very quickly and gets it in front of me.
You do. Unless you
gonna
also
go-
rolled a nat 20. I don't.
I did not.
Okay.
I'm gonna go find whoever Mancy's and ask for a key. Tell him that I'm worried about. Well, I'm gonna go find somebody.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a d6 for me.
6.
You find Grannis.
Oh, Grannis, how are you doing?
Hi. Tired, but here. What's up?
Yeah, no, same. Oh man.
Hmm.
I'm kind of worried about our friend. It's been a long day.
Oh yeah.
I don't want him to be sleeping alone right now. So I want to, be in the room for him to keep an eye and make sure he's okay. He went into the third room. Do you have a key that I can borrow?
Of course. Yeah.
Also, how nice are these doors? Because he might have barricaded himself in. I might have to knock it down.
I think the Lord would like if you'd repay him for the door, but.
Oh no, absolutely. I'm like, how much are these doors? Are they really nice doors?
Maybe 40 gold each.
Oh yeah, no, I'll pay double whatever I break. Don't.
Okay. He grabs a key ring off of his belt and kind of runs through a couple before he finds the one and says, "Okay. You said the third bedroom."
Yeah.
Okay. He goes over and he opens it. Is it
just
barricaded,
opens?
Jeff?
It is not. I'm just like sitting in the corner staring at the door.
Is your turban on?
Oh, watch out!
Yeah.
There might be a bear trap.
I'm gonna let you go.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Thanks.
This this poor maid.
Oh, hi, Grandis. Are you okay?
Hi. This is
Did you need something?
just a young guy.
Did you need
Oh.
something?
Your friend said he was hoping to keep you company. If
I'm
it's
gonna
all-
frown. I'm like, oh, I see.
I'm sorry, it's not really my job to get involved in whatever
No,
this
no,
is.
it's cool. I understand. I understand. I'm sorry
no
for.
judgment
You can go
here.
now.
If you all wanted, I mean, we're very inclusive. We accept all kinds.
That's good.
I applaud that.
You don't need
we
to
have
worry
a.
about any judgment. Whatever the two of you have is perfectly okay with us.
I'm just having a rough night, man. I'm sorry.
If you need extra sheets, just let us know. Go ahead.
It's fine. I won't be sleeping. And I just walk in.
Dang it.
We
He
won't
kind
be
of
sleeping,
like
I mean.
he's a little bit in shock and just like takes a couple steps down the hall without closing the door, and then like
Oh yeah, I'll close.
remembers himself and like goes back to close it, and then like as you're closing it, he's like, "Oh, sorry."
Thank you so much. Hey Jeff, how's it going?
Hi.
So I'll just take this corner, and yeah.
I'm just gonna stare at Warthog.
Okay.
Oh no.
Oh, this long rest sure is nice, Jeff.
You are gonna risk losing your long rest pretty soon here, Jeff.
I don't care. I'm doing it.
Okay.
I don't trust him.
This
Okay,
is the
are you
most
just not sleeping?
Unless Warthog leaves the room, I'm not sleeping.
All right. Jeff, you will suffer 1 level of exhaustion.
All right.
Warthog, you stay up. Jeff stays up with you. He just
I'm fine with that.
sits on the
Fine with
bed,
that.
turban on his head.
I'll spark
Staring straight
conversation
ahead.
occasionally.
I'm just gonna sit here and glare at you.
Bless you.
Offer him
Sick
some
rhymes.
taffy.
Alright, I'll eat the taffy.
It was laced with wait, what's the sleep drug? Shit. What's it called?
Sleepadine.
Cyanide.
No.
Oh yeah.
That's the long sleep.
That's
What's the active ingredient in Ambien?
Dayquil.
Oh.
Shit.
Yeah. Taffy laced with NyQuil.
yes.
Go to sleep, bud.
It's like 4 Benadryl tabs, like crushed up.
I think
Lord.
Periodically, I'm just gonna tell Wartalk, dude, please go. I want to get some sleep.
I would love for you to get some sleep, man. I told you I'm not here to do anything to you or your new friend.
zolpidem tartrate. Yeah, it's laced with
I'm
that.
just here on behalf of Zolpidem Tartrate.
When do we fight him?
Shut
Here's
up,
the
that's the big
BDEG.
bad.
Oh my god.
That would kind of be great. A campaign where every named like enemy was just a
Yeah,
medicine,
Just a truck.
Dude,
the great-
medicine has some fucked up names.
right?
Prong with Thor Chaos Incarnate is just Big Pharma all along. I'm
You
just
get it.
saying.
You get it.
I do.
So well, I mean,
Well,
I mean,
while
Jeff-
y'all are
Jeff,
having
I
your
can-
while y'all are having your food, there's gonna be like a knock on the door I'm gonna open just to hold up my broken like lock picks. Like, do you either y'all know mending? I can't remember. I can't keep.
oh,
track of magic
yeah, I
stuff.
do. I think I do.
Okay.
Wait, did I
You
learn
do
it?
now, yeah.
You
Okay.
do have it.
Yeah, I know it. I can help you
In
out.
just a minute. Cool. Just and I'll. Yay!
Did
Alright, you
I
boys
give
have
you the
fun.
limit that could be used on Clanky per day? By the way.
No, he has 2 charges of mending,
Yes.
but no limit on him. So that was told.
I think you can only use it I think I was gonna say you could only use it 3 times a day to heal him.
Does that stack with his? Like, he can only
Yes,
receive 3 mendings a
absolutely.
day?
No. Like one source can only administer it thrice.
Gotcha. Okay.
And we can workshop that a bit as we play if it seems too overpowered, too underpowered, whatever. But that's kind
Yeah, I'm
of
fine
my
with
litmus test.
Okay.
Okay, well the evening passes completely uneventfully, except for the 2 weirdos staring at each other in a bedroom.
I'm just looking at my books and stuff, man. I'm
Okay.
flipping through Bolskokk's book.
Jeff's eyes are completely bloodshot. He has bags.
One of your eyes is not.
Yes, because it's under the
I'm guessing
turban.
the left one.
Wrong.
Yes, my left third eye.
Just depends on
God,
how you
that's
number
even
them.
worse.
1, 2, 3.
That'd be so. That's
Nah,
a
this
lot
one's
worse if it's a third eye, but like off center.
Just right here or something.
Yeah, that would be pretty awful.
Third eye in the
Oh.
armpit.
What if it was on the back of your head?
Stop.
That'd get really irritating too, because there'd be like
Yeah.
salt water getting in it all the time. Oh.
Hold on, I need to make a perception check.
Alright, moving
Hold
on. So the evening passes uneventfully. Morning comes, you're given breakfast. What do y'all want to do?
Wait, girls' night.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Before girls' night, let me hit you with this.
Okay.
Hi, Cody. Hi, Cody.
And you thought we wouldn't ride her on session.
Yup.
Oh no! What the is that Primordia?
It gets
Pan.
worse the farther you go down. You want to see?
No!
That's the Pale Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pan's Labyrinth.
Yeah,
Here we
it's
go.
Pan's Labyrinth.
Here's the rest of him.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
Beautiful. Just
God.
gorgeous.
Could you just believe that like someone leaked Mitch McConnell's nudes? Like,
Oh boy.
Oh,
I am so glad that that's not showing
Damn,
on
that was-
stream.
That's so fire.
guys, you can't be
Oh.
killing him like that. Permadeath is on.
Alrighty, so what do you all want to do for girls' night?
So we put it in the chat, but I don't think you were paying attention. So I'm taking
I am
that
actively
nightshade.
trying not to pay attention
That's-
to the chat.
That's fair. I'm taking that nightshade.
Okay. Go ahead and roll. What have I been having you roll? A Constitution save?
I think so.
Makes sense. Save against getting too high.
That's a 10.
You don't get overly high, but you also don't get like to the point that you can really make progress on your fears.
That's fair. Now, being a little bit high, I'm still gonna get overconfident with something.
Absolutely.
Naturally. And I would still like to do something while I'm trancing, and just see if by chance I can get the Raven Queen to talk to me again, because that was weird the last time she did that.
Okay.
Girls' night. We're gonna do braiding
Do
our
drugs,
church
talk to
hair.
gods.
We're gonna do a little bit of drugs and blood rituals.
Hell yeah.
Nothing
so
like a
the
good
Queen of
demon summoning
Death.
over mimosas.
So what are you doing?
I'm gonna pray
to...
and braid her hair.
Okay. What are you doing to attract the Raven Queen's attention?
Dude,
have a Ouija
that's a
board.
good question.
Caw, caw.
That is a very good question.
Call, motherfuckers!
Wear some coochie.
Raven Queen, are you there?
It's me, Margaret.
You don't feel any response to this.
I know that you told me to trust you, and I'm trying to do that. I really want to help my friend out. He's not doing great, and I just want to help get the evil third eye off of him. That would be really great. I know he thinks you're really great too.
Ilya,
Anyway.
you said you're also trying to talk to your god?
Oh,
Ilya?
What?
Harley?
Sorry, I was
Did you-
reading the thing.
That's okay. You said you're also trying to talk to your god?
Yeah. I
Okay.
pray every night.
Okay.
I
What do
pray
you...
for safety for my friends,
Okay.
especially the one who has a roommate in his forehead that's not gonna pay rent.
I mean, he's given him the spell Eye Bite once a day. That's
That was
pretty
some
high
good
rent.
rent. That's some quality rent. I got a
I
6
mean-
level spell once a day.
Yeah, but I mean, is it really worth it though? Because like
Yeah.
sometimes you get those roommates that pay rent on time, but they can be pretty shitty.
I got a 6 level spell, and expertise is the most important skill in the game. I'm good.
Okay.
And
But
then
also,
you
like-
die next level.
But like,
Yeah,
of
word.
course, Ethan gets the magic power that lets him eat more.
Yeah. Yeah.
I want that power.
Just pray for guidance,
Okay.
protection. In exchange, I will bring protection to the people of the land, as is the way. Now I'm going to braid Kyanna's hair while she's tripping balls.
I'm not tripping balls this time.
I have a weird question, Kyanna.
Yes.
Well, actually,
I might have a weird answer.
let me phrase it more like this. I have a weird question, Christine.
I might have a weird answer, Matt.
Is Kyanna straight, bi, pan? Like, what is her sexuality? Does she know?
Child.
That's
Yeah.
Technically, I think I've mentioned this before. I have a very hard time imagining her in any sort of romantic situation.
yeah.
So I've kind of defaulted to like Gray Arrow and Ace.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm probably gonna stick with that.
Okay, that is perfectly fine. Shader, what are you up to?
Why do
After
you
helping with
ask?
Warthog shenanigans.
Like after that though, what are you
Probably like.
like? Are you taking part in girls' night?
Yeah, I'm trying to like come back with like raiding the liquor cabinet.
Okay.
Oh hell yes, yes.
I'm coming back with a bottle of something. I'm determined.
Are you being stealthy?
If it's somewhere we haven't been given access, yes.
Not particularly. No, they were like, help yourself to anything. So.
Yeah, no. So like, I'm not going to like desks to find like
Okay.
the sad stuff, but like.
Drusilla hears you rummaging around in the kitchen area and comes over and goes like, what you looking for?
Oh, just something to take the edge off the night. We've all had a long one full of.
Wrong cabinet. Come this way.
Okay, I'll follow.
And she takes you over just kind of opposite side of the hall, and opens a door that you kind of assumed led to like another room, but it leads to like a walk-in like wine cabinet and liquor shelf. Like, it's pretty awesome.
Hell yeah, raiding the 7-Eleven walk-in cooler.
It does, so as a wine cellar, it holds like all sorts of wine. It also has a few bottles of like what might be close to rum. In this world, it's called something else that I'm going to make up on the spot.
Steve.
What? No. That's.
I tried. I'm a little bit loopy. I haven't had much sleep. Give me some slack.
It's called Lewel. Like L-O-U-L, Lewel.
Oh, I thought it was rule, as in like this stuff does.
I heard rule as well. I heard R-E-U-L.
All right, guys. I'm the one. No, I can't say that. That's kind of. Never mind.
Say it.
Do it.
Do it.
Okay, fine. I'm the one playing Fire Emblem with the Japanese dubs. I should be the one messing up the R's and the L's, not you. All right.
Wow.
Dude.
Yeah, exactly where that one was going.
All right. So, Lewel is the name of the drink that's kind of rum-like. It's a little bit sweeter. She kind of gestures and shows you around a few of the things that they have. They also have like whiskey. They do not have vodka.
Definitely grabbing a wine and a Lewel.
All right.
And just returning with both the bottles after.
All right.
They're having a staring contest.
I'll say this kind of happens like maybe before Shader gets back then.
Yeah. Like I'm down with the guard and he's like, friend.
Kayana and Ilya, y'all have a bit of a shared vision.
Oh no!
Okay, I'm down for this.
Hit me with it.
Is this why you asked me about my?
So, you see, as Kayana, you're kind of speaking aloud, asking the Raven Queen for some guidance, some protection for Jeff, and just to talk to you again, so you can hear the Raven Queen's voice. And Ilya, you are praying to your god, asking for what you customarily do. But the events of the day, you feel as you're praying, they've brought you a little bit closer. The near-death experience has brought you more in touch with your god for a moment. And the two of you begin seeing a slight glimmer in a corner of the room, and it grows and grows until the flashing light is emanating throughout the entire room and illuminating it like daylight. From the center of this comes a black light. It seems like it's bright, but it's dark at the same time. And you see Raven's feathers begin swirling about this orb of darkness, and you can kind of see every now and then the shape vaguely of beating wings folding and unfolding from within it. Behind the light, behind this sort of black orb, you see a pair of outstretched hands, somewhat disembodied. You can almost make out the shape of a torso behind, but it fades into the glowing light. As this vision reveals itself before the two of you, you each hear a voice in your head. You don't get the sense that it's in the room. It seems to be coming from inside of you, and each of you hears something different. Ilya, you hear, "What is it you wish, child? What is your heart's desire? What do you long for more than anything else in this moment?"
To know that the people I care about are safe.
"And how, pray tell, would you know such a thing?" What
I'm sorry, say
give
that again.
You, and how, pray tell, would you know such a thing? What would give you that strength?
I can honestly say that I am not smart enough to know.
You will grow. You will find out. Kayana, you hear. "You are doing well." And as you hear this voice, the orb takes shape. The furling and unfurling wings begin to spread and grow until they reach out to a full human wingspan, and the feathers curl upward and morph into humanoid arms, which drop to the sides of a rather androgynous torso. The being you see before you is neither male nor female. It seems to tread the line between the two. The face is warm, but also somewhat unknowable. It's difficult to pick out features and particular traits. But whatever it is beautiful in its own right. You're almost compelled to think it's the most beautiful thing you've ever seen, and not in a romantic way or in
Is this why you asked me?
way, but in a just appreciating the beauty of the thing itself for an aesthetic purpose alone. It is simply gorgeous. And this face smiles, or you think it smiles, and you hear this voice echo once more in your head. "You've done very well indeed. Better than I might have expected. You grow more powerful by the day."
What am I doing here anyway? You never told me that.
I think you know already.
I don't think I do.
Look around you. Think about what you're doing, why you're here, where you're going.
So you put me here to save the world?
It is almost as simple as that. You likely still have the question of why it had to be you.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, if I were to tell you the answer to that, it may bring ruin to all. But I think you'll find out on your own quite soon. Now, and the orb kind of coalesces back into a singular vision for the two of you. Ilya, you did not see the androgynous shape, but it sort of condenses a little bit and compacts itself. And as a parting farewell, it gives you this final thought. Consider, both of you, ambitions? What do you strive for? What is it that drives you? Therein, you'll find the answers you seek. The light fades.
But how's that supposed to help Jeff? I want that eyeball gone.
I need a drink.
Bam! Shader's there.
Hell yeah!
Who wants some?
Norm!
Girls' night!
Girls' night! Let's get wine drunk.
Oh no.
Is this an episode of the Try Guys right here, right now? It's just
Oh,
Try
no.
Wives Wine Pack.
Yeah.
Oh
Hell
no.
yeah.
All right. Is there anything else you all would like to wrap up for the girls' night, or Shader? Is there anything you'd like to talk with them about? Is there anything you want to do?
Cody's not here right now.
Kelly had to BRB.
All right. Shader braids your all's hair. It's beautiful.
Sick.
Harley, can we get some fan art of this?
Natural
Oh, hell yeah.
16. So that's like a. I think her sleight of hand check is like a +8 or a +9.
She has like a bazillion sleight of hand.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I mean the braids are gorgeous. She just like both of y'all have just the best hair ever.
Oh, hell yes.
And actually, we're gonna go ahead and say that it's gonna give you a mechanical bonus too. Just for like the encouragement and the happiness that it brings you, y'all each have 5 temp HP.
Oh my god, a wholesome hair day?
Yeah, it does not go away on a long rest. It just like till those 5 temp HP are gone, you have it.
Dude. Nice. Hair day? Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know, that's probably too generous, but whatever, it's fun.
I'm not gonna look this gift horse in the mouth.
This is great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you for your service.
Thanks the
The
bus
DM
driver.
giveth, and the good DM he taketh away. The taking away part will come next session. So, you
Oh.
all
I'm over here
awakened-
like, was it my life last time? Felt bad.
Uh,
Felt bad. I almost died on my first battle.
Nah, that's just indoctrination. You gotta be hazed a bit.
Ah, sick.
Great. Fun.
So, morning comes. Is there anything else you all would like to do while you're in town?
I mean, I
I
swapped
wanna
out as
ask-
well.
I want to ask the mayor where we can find
Yes. Shamelessly, at
Ildrana?
your service. Isvelda?
Isvelda, yes, her.
Oh,
Where
That
can we
one.
find her?
yes, she is the cobbler's wife. Well, late cobbler's wife.
Okay, that's better.
Okay, cool.
You'll find her in the when you entered the town, the row of houses to your right. You'll find her in the 4th house there.
Okay. Thank you.
If you all were with Bolskogk when he passed, it may do better for you to give her this. He holds up the handkerchief. I of course understand if you don't want to. I can do so later, but it may be a comfort to hear of his last moments.
His
Yeah, that
last
makes
moments
sense.
were glorious indeed. I'll sleepily take the handkerchief.
Okay.
Make sure this gets to her.
Did you
Yeah.
sleep poorly?
No, I'm good.
Very well. If
It
my
was my fault, I'm
hospitality
sorry.
was lacking in any way, please let me know. I'll
No, the accommodations were great. I was just having a rough night for unrelated reasons. I look at War Talk very obviously.
Sorry.
Very well. He kind of smiles, like putting on airs a bit. Just I don't know what to make of this. Very well. If you should need anything before you depart, don't hesitate to call on me. Otherwise, best of luck on your journey.
Thank you very much. Thank you for the hospitality. I appreciate it.
He bows deeply and sees you off. The guard opens and closes the door again. The same guard from the previous evening, and now you can see he's actually kind of got he's got the visor on his helm like pulled down close, so you can't see his eyes anymore, and he's kind of like even so shielding them from the sun.
And I wish there was a visor that fit my head. My head's too big. Nose is too long. Unfortunate.
Eyes too prominent.
That too.
Too
So-
small of a forehead.
More like too big of a forehead.
No, I think you've lost some square footage.
Yeah.
You just need to find a
only a
dragonborn
3
armor.
head now.
That's all.
Oh, I'll keep my eyes peeled for something like that.
All 3 of them.
God.
What are you talking about?
So,
That was
Alright.
just me, not.
I'm gonna start shambling towards where the cobbler's wife's house is.
Jeff.
What is it, Warthog? Swear to God.
That is so done.
Which one?
Swear to God.
I don't think I can see her right now after what happened. Would you mind if we just gave them the handkerchief and you stayed out here with me?
Alright. I'll give the handkerchief to Ilya.
It's a hell of a favor
let-
you're asking after last night.
Please make sure this gets the cobbler's wife.
We can go look for rations or something while they're doing that, Jeff. Might as well
Alright.
keep useful.
That makes sense. I'm too tired to argue anyway.
It's fair.
Y'all
My
can
leg kind
spend,
of hurts too, but you know.
I'm sorry about that.
20
Yeah,
gold
we're
to
kind of even
replenish
now.
To 2 weeks rations
Fair
for
enough.
everybody.
Cool.
If you want.
Yeah.
The rest
Cool.
of you make your way to the cobbler's wife's house, Isvelda.
Girls' night.
Girls' night. Burritos.
Girls' Day, apparently.
Girls' Day. We
So
break
you're-
bad news to other girls. Hey!
Girls' night.
So
Woo.
you arrive at the house.
Women stare supporting women after traumatic events.
That's a hell of an acronym.
Oh yeah. So we make our way there.
Yeah.
Whizweight is what that works out to. Or if you want to make it like a more pronounceable acronym and make it women, like do the women and make it a WO, it's Wazweight.
That one.
Yeah.
Wazweight. Women supporting women after traumatic events. All right.
Yeah.
The t-shirts are in the mail.
Oh.
Actually, I kind of want to make t-shirts for this now and just have like Ilyana and Kayena's faces on them and Shadra's.
Yeah.
Girls'
Merch, guys.
night.
Hashtag merch. Okay.
I mean,
So-
And then on the back of
part
the
of our
shirt,
brand.
just Jeff and Warthog staring at each other.
Yes.
One of them bleary-eyed, the other one just like.
Yeah, Warthog is happy. Jeff is grumpy and bloodshot.
I kind of need this now. So what are y'all doing?
Well,
Are you knocking on the door? Are you barging in? Are you calling in? What do you up to?
No, we're gonna knock on the door. Barging in is rude.
Yeah.
Kick the door in. You have a dead loved one.
We have more bad news for you.
Look, we're not a brute like Jeff is.
Sit down,
Slam
drink
the
this
door
wine,
in.
and get your hair braided. We got some bad news for you.
Yeah. Tough love, bitch.
That was intense.
Your lover's dead. Get good.
All right.
That's 2 that you've lost. Start keeping
Ooh.
track. Watch out, your pussy might be cursed.
Whoa!
Oh my God! We can't. That's not.
Whoa!
I think I need to change the name of the episode.
What?
Calm
Pussy?
down.
The episode 44. Watch out, your pussy might be cursed.
This is the best.
I'm not sure about that.
No, it's not.
This is the best.
No.
I think I might be on
no.
Ethan's side here.
Did
Okay.
Look,
Harley
I
freeze
just
for anybody else?
The door opens.
yeah, Harley first for me too. I just lean
a
into
great
the
face.
terrible.
Yeah, no, it's perfect. It's perfect.
Yeah. So the door opens.
Okay, I'm back.
Yay.
Hi.
Dang it, I couldn't get a screenshot in time.
And a somewhat like she's kind of rubbing her hands together. She looks a little bit worried. But a middle-aged woman answers the door. Middle-aged for an elf. She kind of looks at the group of you and says, hello, do I know you?
No. But we knew somebody that you did.
Oh, please, come in. And she kind of gestures you into her home. There is a modest but comfortable seating area, a few chairs scattered about the room, and a hearth that is glowing with a well-tended fire. She sits in an armchair near the hearth and gestures for you all to do the same.
Will do.
Yeah.
I'm assuming this is about Bolskogk.
Yes, unfortunately.
I knew this day would come. His line of work was too dangerous. I tried telling him as much, but he wouldn't hear it. He said he had to protect people.
If it's any consolation. you continued talking.
That was always his excuse or his reason, protecting people. And I tried to tell him that, we have a wall, we have soldiers for that, but it's hard to keep someone like him tied down.
So I'm gonna have the handkerchief in my hands and like take her hands with that. If it's any consolation, he died doing what he loved and protecting what he could.
I know he did.
Oh god.
Okay, I'm gonna embrace this woman now.
She hugs back.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for bringing this back. It means a great deal to me. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. You lost someone dear to you. It's better to let it out than hold it in.
She just breaks as soon as you say that. She just.
I fucking hold her still. I'm a cleric. I'm used to this shit.
Yeah. She cries for a couple of minutes, just weeping into your arms. She finally clears her eyes and raises her back and says, "Again, I'm sorry you had to see that.
It's quite all right.
We only knew each other for a few years, but in that time he did more for me than anyone else ever has. As much as I hate to say it, even more than my late husband, who was a good man, but Bolskogk was just a different breed. He came from a group of people that think everyone thinks they're so selfish, but there was not a selfish bone in his body.
I could gather that just by being around him. He was pretty hell-bent on taking care of the people around him.
Even the town isn't wealthy, but even what little we could scrape together to offer him for his services before we got together, and even after he wouldn't take it. He never took a penny. He never took a copper. Well, I'm sure you all have other things to be doing. I don't think you're from around here, which means you're on your way to something else. You don't need to stick around and watch me mourn. I truly appreciate you bringing me back my handkerchief and telling me that he died well. Truly, I can't thank you enough.
Real quick, DM question.
Yeah.
We were gonna go and show the guards where we burned the
That's true.
thing. Cool.
Warthog and Jeff can do that while you guys are talking to her.
Hold on.
Yeah, shut up.
Yes, it's gone.
Okay. Okay.
Not part of this.
Yeah, shut up, Jeff.
Sorry.
You and your 4-letter name. Get out of here.
And your 3 eyes.
Yeah.
My 2 hands.
And one.
Your 2 hands is getting on my last nerve. My 1.
And my 1 big
Get
mouth.
out.
Nice.
We'll be showing the guards later where we took care of the Morvudd. We buried him there. Should you choose to pay your respects, you can probably come along.
I thank you. I think the grief is still too near for me. I think I will go in a few days. The guards will be able to show me the way.
Yes, of course.
But thank you.
I do hope things are alright for you.
They will be.
Later, obviously.
Well, I hate to sound cynical, but I've lost one, and it didn't kill me. Losing a second shouldn't either.
Shut up, Nick.
Oh God, what did Nick put in the chat?
Shut the fuck up, Nick.
I gotta see this now.
Oh, I got something way worse.
No.
Yeah, I expected it was like terrible, not just
No.
snarky.
Oh.
All right. But yes, truly, thank you. The work he did was.
Oh my god!
Oh shit! Okay, you know what?
That.
I can't not let stream see that. So.
Why?
It's gonna be mirrored, but whatever.
Why are you like this?
Double
That was the
widows.
first thing my brain came up with.
Oh my god. Well, Matt,
This is
Matt.
perfect.
I'm gonna say congratulations for just immediately getting right on my heartstrings because I'm crying.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I'm just. This is just me. I don't.
Is that
I don't
Dab?
feel sad.
Oh, heck yeah.
There are 2 kinds of people in this world.
Those who like hot Sprite and those who don't.
No
That's
amount
not
of
what I
ice will
meant.
make it taste good.
Ice to
Those.
taste.
No, it's not possible.
All right, so Isfelda, with a tearful smile, shows the group of you to the door. Again, thanking you for your kindness and for letting her know, and for just showing her that, or telling her that her love did pass away doing the thing that he was best at, and doing what was most important to him, and in service of others. So, with that, you would take your leave of her. Is there more? Am I missing shit now?
We're just beaming in the
There
chat.
we go. Yes. I think my Discord on my phone is a bit behind. It must be. But okay. Meanwhile, Jeff and Wartalk head to the guards to show them where the thing is, and you do that. Is there anything you all would like to specify while you're going, or do you just show them?
And Jeff is just gonna be silent because he is just so tired and is just trying to stay on his feet.
Yeah. Alrighty. So you show them the spot where the Morvudd was burned and where Bolskogk was buried. And the guards kind of look at the headstone for Bolskogk and say, once the grief is a little bit mellowed out, those axes could fetch a good bit of coin for Isvelda. She could keep living quite a nice life for a while with that. Well, maybe in a month or two we'll suggest it, but for now, I think not.
It's for the best.
All right. Well, thank you, and we'll keep an eye on it. Make sure nothing untoward happens with the grave.
That would be appreciated.
All right.
He
So
was a good man.
That he was. Never took a penny for his work. God damn it! Never took a copper for his work. That man. Truly selfless to a flaw. We'll miss him. But anyhow, I guess you all would best be on your way.
So.
Well, thank you for the service you've done our town. We won't forget it soon.
Thank you to your town, I guess, for being hospitable to us for the night. It was appreciated.
Least we could do. All right, so the group of you meet back up. Some of you in tears, some of you not.
Are you guys okay?
Don't worry about it.
No.
Okay. I suppose we should just move on then.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh my god.
Let's be off then. Continue our mission.
Honey.
Aww.
I can't help it. I heard him sniffling and it was so convincing it just set off waterworks.
I actually did tear up a bit myself.
Ethan, get this girl a tissue.
You can't do this shit convincingly without feeling it yourself a bit.
It's true.
Word.
It's okay, Kirsty. Just think about double Widow score and everything will be fine.
God damn it. Alright,
You can
okay.
sleep on the balcony tonight.
I'll watch him the whole time.
So here's the thing, we
shit,
have a
I'll
deck
drive down
chair
to
out
Virginia
there.
just to watch.
Oh.
Hey, just prop up an iPad on it, and I'll be there. Yeah, got you.
Dude, you're less far away than me. If I'm gonna drive, you better fucking drive.
Oh, I mean, if we're driving, let's bro trip. Let's
Hell
go.
yeah.
Road
Wait,
trip.
that means I have to drive to Charlotte and then... Okay, that's fine. I'll do it.
Yeah, come on, man.
When
I have
you
tomorrow
flight.
off. I'll manage.
Perfect.
I
Alright.
also have tomorrow off.
Nice. So, let's see. Do we have enough time to pull at your heartstrings again?
Yes.
Do we have the stamina to pull at your heartstrings again?
Yes,
no.
always.
Okay.
I'm not gonna be safe hiding with Jeff.
All right. So
Yeah, we
the
were
group
just
of
like,
you...
who else's lives did we ruin?
on.
You're gonna get us into a FaceTime with your with the character who made him up in the first place?
I don't think that would actually pull at your heartstrings that much. Just like,
Wait,
dude, the fuck were you
that's
thinking?
not-
Giving an agility-based character 2 battle axes.
It's your fault for making characters in your backstory that we can murder later.
That's kind of what I expect that conversation would go like. But okay, so the group of you continue on, and you make decent progress for the first day or so after leaving Obsidorum, but quickly as you're traveling north, as you transition from the sort of grassland and sparse forest into more of a taiga environment, the snow begins to fall heavier and heavier, and the winter begins to take on its full force. As you're traveling, even now the winter is deepening. You are getting on to the 4th and 5th weeks of snow scour, where the land is blanketed in the white precipitation. And it is rather quick that you find yourselves in drifts that will rise almost up to like mid-thigh. These are few and far between, but by end of the second day of your travel, the snow is constantly at like lower calf, just above your ankles. The pace of your progress slows from a normal day's walk, getting you maybe 30 miles, to trudging through the snow and hoping for 20, 23, 24 miles a day. Perhaps even
How do
less
you use
than
your
that
webcam?
if...
No. Sorry,
perhaps even...
continue.
That's okay. I was also looking at Cody's webcam and trying to figure out what was going on.
Yes, I am.
Laser light show. Do-do-do-do-do.
Uh,
Do-do-do-do-do. Yo, Sandstorm?
I cast Sandstorm.
No,
the
snowstorm.
snow is falling thick and heavy, and it's quite frigid out, dropping below 0 pretty much every day. 0 Fahrenheit. It's always 0 Celsius because it's snowing. But as you're traveling further and further north, the wind is buffeting through the trees. But luckily, those same trees do offer a little bit of protection from the harsher elements of the wind. Hold on, I got a DM.
As we're walking, I'm gonna, as soon as I'm absolutely positive we're away from anyone else, I'm gonna take off my turban and I'm gonna close my normal eyes. I'm just gonna see out of my third eye.
Okay.
Not okay with that.
My normal eyes need to rest, okay?
Don't like that.
Bundled up in the clothing you brought for the northward trip, you shield yourselves from the majority of the elements. Jeff, at one point, kind of takes his turban off and converts it into a scarf that he pulls over sort of the bottom 2 of his eyes and the rest of his face. So the result is kind of like this covered, like long snout, and these 2 eyes that are just below the line of the blanket, and then this one third eye that kind of peeks outward from the top on his forehead,
Nice.
looking forth into the snowstorm. You travel this way for maybe 3 more days, to the point that it is... I'll tell you in a moment, because timelines are getting important.
Can I get rid of my level of exhaustion if we're going through 3 days?
Yes.
Thank God.
I'm gonna be watching you the whole time, you know.
Yeah, I'm
I
gonna
think I'm too tired to resist at this point.
Okay.
Shit. Actually, we're in like the 7th week of snow scour, not the 5th.
I'm still bundling up nice and tight.
Oh, even tighter. It's colder if it's later into the season.
Yeah, I'm just casting Druidcraft every day, and every day it's just snow, snow, snow,
Yep.
snow.
Yep. And it's getting like heavier and heavier as you go further north. You are deep within the Broodwick Wood by the beginning of your 4th day. 3rd day from Obsidorum, rather. and it is. Let's see, what are we at? 4, 6, 7. No, sorry. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, weeks. Monday and the 6th of Snow Scour. Sorry if you can hear this. It's really weird. I'm sure. Yeah, so it's probably about. No, that was right. So it is Tuesday, the 7th week of Snow Scour, still the year 327, and maybe 2 or so hours after you break camp and start out for the day, you notice what looks to be a small ruin. If this dragon is about scale for the size of the dragon, it's maybe about like that big on a side, if that makes any sense. So it's not huge, but it does look like it was once 2 stories. It offers some shelter from the elements. It seems to be a little bit overgrown, but it's interesting in that it is there.
Important
to check
question.
it out.
Who has been sort of leading us through? Like, who's been the one making the decisions of like where we go through the snow and stuff?
So Jeff had the perception check or the survival check at the very beginning of this. That was basically just. I think I was saying it was going to be like week by week or something. That it was just the general direction that you're going to the northeast.
Okay.
And you all had done actually. So I guess you should probably be making a second one right about today. So actually, go ahead and do that, Jeff.
Survival.
Mind. Yep.
Okay. 9.
Okay. You do lose your way for a bit in the snow. That'll happen later this week, but you'll lose about a day to kind of drifting more northward than eastward, and losing a bit of time that way.
I mean, everyone's 100% going to blame the eye on that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's trying to get us lost.
No, it's not.
It's trying to get us killed out in the snow.
It's not doing anything. This is. I don't want to
You're
say
right.
it's all
It's
me.
not doing anything. That's why we got lost.
I'm just doing my best out here. It's rough. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's all right. It's not necessarily the eye's fault. We don't know that yet.
See, thank you. I'm glad you are starting to understand.
I've been with you this whole time, man. I told you I was just trying to help you this whole time.
That is true, I suppose.
All right. So as you come upon this ruin, y'all want to do anything, or you just keep going?
Oh,
Let's stop and check it out.
I do want to check it out, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, let's check it out.
Sure.
All right. So you head within the ruin. There's not really a doorway to speak of. It's mostly broken down, so it's very very open, and you find an easy way in. As you do, you hear over the wind what sounds like a shuddering, like someone shivering and clattering their teeth together.
Is someone there?
You hear like that noise, and then like, and then nothing.
Hello?
Nothing.
If someone's there, please don't be afraid. We don't mean any harm.
We're just passing through is all. There's nothing to fear from us.
I have taffy.
He does have taffy.
Do you have water?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see, from kind of a shadowed corner of the room, a small girl wrapped in what looks like a tapestry that she must have like pulled off the wall somewhere here, just like wrapped around her like a cloak. just shivering against the cold. She can't be older than 10 years old.
I'm gonna close my third eye as soon as she comes out.
Yeah, you better.
Put that shit
Oh.
away.
Hey,
Put that shit
Drop
away, young
it.
Jeffrey.
Hi.
Hello.
I'm gonna hurry over there and give her a blanket.
Yeah, I'm gonna start a campfire.
She reaches out and you can see like her fingers are blue. They are
Oh no.
they're not. She has not been well protected against the cold. She takes the blanket, and you can feel the shaking in her hands as she wraps that over the tapestry around herself and kind of hugs close and puts her hands under her arms.
Are we in the ruins or still outside?
Thank you. Inside.
Okay, yeah, let's move to the spot where there's the least amount of wind and get a fire going.
You kind of so she takes you back, like the corner she was in was pretty much the most sheltered spot, and you strike up a fire. You kind of clear out the snow for a few feet and make a ring of stones. Grab the driest tinder you can find and strike one up. You do manage to get a small fire going, and she's slowly warming her hands up by the flames. Thank you.
How old is she?
Like 10.
Like 10.
Are you alone out here?
She nods.
How long have you been alone out here?
Since the Danish came.
They were here.
No. Home.
Where's home?
I'm from the coastal duchy, a town named Litterast. I think it was one of the first they hit. It didn't hold up to the invasion. Please, do you have any food?
Yeah, I got food. I'll feed her.
Thank you.
What?
She takes it and just like ravenously is just like big mouthfuls, just chewing. Like you can
Good
see like
berry.
tears start coming down her eyes as she's eating.
I'll give her a second helping.
Okay. She takes the good berries as well, and she seems to kind of like conjure them from nowhere. She's like, she just kind of looks at you like, how did you?
This is just a blessing of nature.
She
They're
eats
safe.
them. Like, is just one?
No, it conjures 10.
Okay. She takes all 10 of
Eat
them and
them,
just
child.
wolfs them down. Those were.
What is?
You actually see her kind of like after the food Jeff gave her. Jeff, did you like warm it on the fire, or were you just giving her rations?
Yeah, I would have warmed it up a little bit.
Okay. After that and the good berry, you see her like stop shaking as much. She's still like a little bit of a tremble, but she's like, I feel warmer. Thank you.
What's your name?
My name is Antistia. And yours?
My name is
Jeff.
Kayana.
Jeff, Kayana. Thank
Warthog.
you. Warthog, thank you too.
I am hugging this child.
The big guy outside is Mr. Clanky.
She kind of waves. Clanky like waves back, and she perks up
Like-
a little bit as he kind of does his big goofy like clunk 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 clunk.
He's a cinnamon roll. He's our friend.
Would cure wounds help her frostbite?
Lesser restoration would, cure wounds would not.
Shit!
I have lesser restoration.
Damn it!
I got this.
Best
Cure
cleric,
wounds
NA.
might help her if she's like physically injured at all, which you don't yet know for sure. So are you casting Lesser Restoration, Kayana?
Yeah.
Okay. The color as you're hugging her, you cast this, and like as part of the embrace, like she sees the color return to her hands, and she. You're magic.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So I'm Antistia, and I'm from Litterast. My parents, they didn't survive the attack, and I saw them. I saw them in the fight, and I saw them get surrounded by soldiers in black. I knew that they weren't gonna make it. I feel terrible, but I turned and I ran. And I ran as far as I could. I ran for days until I found, when I stopped running, I didn't know where I was. I was up here in the north, and it was cold. And I didn't have anywhere to go. I found this place about 2 weeks ago. It's been something. There's at least some shelter from the wind and the cold, but I'm not a very good hunter. I've only had a few meals since I got here. I don't know what to do.
Don't worry, Antistia.
We should send her to the former butcher's wife.
Yep.
We could have
You did the
Mr.
right thing.
Clanky escort her back to town.
That was 4
It's
days
even
out,
when
you
it's-
guys.
I'm
What?
sorry?
Wasn't that 4 days out?
About, yeah.
So,
Yeah. Clanky's faster than us, so he can meet back with us on the way.
Yeah.
Don't worry. You did the right thing running. You made
your
it.
parents wouldn't have wanted you to be in the fighting.
Yeah.
Have nothing to be ashamed of.
I guess you're right.
You did so good to make it out here.
To be honest, I don't think I would have made it another day if you all hadn't found me.
Well, you don't need to think about that.
You're right, I shouldn't.
Yeah.
Just think about tomorrow.
Yeah. Tomorrow, you're gonna be on top of that big lug, just running towards the warmest town we've ever seen. They've got plenty of food. There's just nice people there. You're gonna be all right now.
We were there recently. Just when you get there, just tell them that you were sent by us, and they'll take care of you.
We'll put a little note on Clanky too.
Thank you. Thank you.
We'll send you along with a bunch of those berries too.
You all are good people. I wish
You
I
just
knew
don't.
more like you. Okay, so what's the name of the town?
Olmsted, right?
Obsidorum.
That one?
Obsidor.
Obsidor.
Obsidor. Have you heard of it?
I haven't, no, but
Yeah, don't worry about that. You will.
It's a small town, but it's a safe place.
Yeah.
It's a small little town.
It's a nice place. It's safe. There's nice people. you like it there.
Okay. I don't. I've been really cold. Could I be inside of him with like a blanket or something? Would that be warmer?
I'm going to give her my bedroll and 7 days worth of rations.
Okay.
Don't worry
Half a box
about
of
me.
taffy too.
I'm used to the cold. I can handle it. You need this more than I do.
Can
Did you
she
introduce
get
yourself,
inside
sir?
of Plank?
Yes, we did.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I couldn't remember if you had said your name particularly. Thank you, Jeff. That's really nice.
Of course. Just stay huddled up in that bedroll. Eat when you need to. Our friend here is named Mr. Clunky. He'll make sure you get
Oh.
that nice and safe.
Thank you.
He doesn't need to sleep. He's much faster than us. He'll be there in no time.
You
Oh,
also need
okay.
some water.
Oh yeah. Do any of us have any spare water skins?
It's this. So I can make do with the snow, but I don't have a good way of like melting it, and it's really cold and hurts my teeth if I just try and like eat the snow. But if you had like a bottle or a container I could put it in, that would work.
I have a spare water skin.
Okay.
She reaches out.
I'll
Takes it.
well, it's already filled, but hand it to her filled.
Thank you. She kind of slings it over her. It's like almost cartoonishly large because it's built for an adult man and she's a small girl. But it's like, yeah, the canteen part is like as big as her torso. It's kind of adorable. All right. Well, I guess I should go. The sooner I
Yep.
get there, the better, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You want to go while it's the light out?
Yep.
Yeah.
And don't worry, he'll be running while you're sleeping. You'll get there in no time. I'm gonna write a note too, and kind of here you go. Hand this to them too. It'll explain everything that you'll get taken care of. And then I'm gonna hand her 2 platinum.
Oh my.
Buy yourself something nice.
Thank you.
It'll make sure you're taken care of.
You all are so nice.
Oh my god, man!
I think it's Groupon time.
Okay.
I'll never forget this, any of you.
We're stopping in town on our way back.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, no, we'll be back through to say hi. Check up on you.
Thank you.
Maybe we can share a hot meal together once we're done with our visits up north.
I'd like that.
Well, heck, maybe I'll cook it myself.
He's a good cook every
better!
once in a while.
My eyes just light up when you suggest that you cook. You all are amazing.
Doing what we can.
Okay.
We're not that special, really.
She stands and she says, "You're special to me." And she she breaks from the group embrace and walks over to Mr. Clanky, to whom Wartalk has given instructions by this point, I presume. You hear Clanky's footsteps fade off into the distance. And that is where we'll end tonight's session.
Oof. Are you okay, Christine?